Hey y'all, we are live. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
Welcome everyone. So we have special guest Terraine Hicks from the Occult College. Y'all welcome him. So we're going to be talking about love and money magic secrets. Everybody want them secrets, I know.
Right.
So, prosperity, magic, love, money, who don't want that?
Exactly.
Okay, so do you want to tell us a little bit about how you bring in love, money through magic and some of your secrets? While people gather in, maybe you can give us mm, some things that we can do for the new year to bring in love and money.
You got it. So I want to start off with 2025 is all about the enhancement of love and money. Um, this is what we call a 9 year, right? It's the year that it adds up to the numerical of nine.
Hmm.
And when it comes to love and money, that number nine is everything because nine is completion. It's also unconditional love, and it is for sure manifestation. So we're discussing the secrets of love and money because if there is any year to focus on love and money magic for
Hmm.
like the entire year and it be aligned, it would be this year,
Yeah.
right? Um,
So what you're saying, if I understand, if you find love this year or manifest love or money this year, it should be unconditional and manifest easier because of the number nine.
precisely.
Okay.
A lot of people, well, everybody I know pretty much when it comes to love, they want a love that's going to last forever. It would be the application of the number nine that would make this possible, right?
Hmm.
So nine is the number of completion, but in occult magic, it is the possibility of a love that lasts forever, long lasting, eternal love, right?
Okay.
Nine deals with the highest degree of love.
So, what do you suggest for people that may be single this year? Like, what do you suggest that they do in order to, take full advantage of, the number nine and this situation?
That's a good question. So if every other year they couldn't pull it off, this would probably be the year I would say give it that one last shot
Hmm.
and really take your time as far as what kind of love you want to attract that is going to last forever.
Hmm.
Because whoever you attract this year, there's high chances that they're not going to go anywhere for a long time. That's another thing with this year, right? It's this long lasting energy,
Right.
right?
So, I've noticed ever since like the new year, I started to manifest a little bit, just in the beginning, and I can already see like fast results. Do you think it's because of this? Especially like the number nine? And
Abs- yes, right? Manifestation is at an all time high.
hmm.
Even if your magic ain't that good, you're going to see some success with manifestation. So, someone like yourself, who your magic is potent, you just do a little bit and then it's like, damn, that was fast.
Hmm.
That's what 2025 is about. Manifestation. Everything is amplified in this year. Everything is amplified.
Okay, so I like that. So even all spell work, all rituals, all manifesting, whatever it is that you're doing, if it has to do with completion or the number nine, love, money, it's going to be most likely successful.
Yes, a lot of amplified results.
Okay, amplified results. I like that.
Yeah.
So, what kind of rituals and spells have you been doing for the new year? Like money, love, abundance. Like what are y'all doing over there?
Well, a lot of candle magic now. Right? We're doing a lot of candle magic. There's a
Right here.
herb called Damiana.
Damiano.
Yeah, that's the first secret I'm gonna give you. I told you I'm gonna give out the secrets. Damiana is very seductive herb, right? Seductive, hypnotic, magnetic, extremely attractive. So if you're doing love rituals, you could take bath with Damiana. You could smoke Damiana. You could burn Damiana, kind of like incense. So we're doing a lot of work with that. And then a lot of work with roses. Roses, when it comes to love magic or attraction magic, roses is like one of the top secrets,
Mm-hmm.
right? So dealing with a lot of roses, jasmine,
Mm-hmm.
patchouli, vanilla, all the sweet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if there was a secret herb I wanted to give out, Damiana.
Okay, let's write that down.
Yeah, Damiana.
Write that down so you can order
Everybody
it.
write,
Do something.
write that write that down.
So that's one of your secrets. Okay. And number
Yes.
9, 2025 is Magic and Love year. So work with the number 9, get you some Damiana, get you some roses.
2025 is also the year of the snake.
Okay.
Which the snake is the king and queen of seduction.
I know that's
So
right.
this is a year of sex magic. This is a year of seduction, attraction. But we got to be very careful because this is a year that people will absolutely get jealous of us.
Mm-hmm.
So, because this is a year where attraction is absolutely amplified as well. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody who wants to be more attractive, more beautiful, this is a year to go for it.
Yeah.
Magic wise, it's going to work.
So beauty spells,
Yes.
anything like that, beauty rituals, beauty spells, baths, all that
Beauty,
stuff.
lust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's asking what colors should we incorporate this year?
Well, the main ingredient color of unconditional love is pink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pink, red, of course, right? Green, right? Gold, yellow. Also orange. This is a year in which the planet Venus and Mars are in alignment and they are at the forefront of the magnetic pull of the planet. So we're pulling on a lot of the planet Venus and Mars.
Okay. So let's talk about a little bit about the year of the snake, and how it incorporates with love and money magic.
Okay, so the year of the snake, pretty much the characteristic of the snake is very present in all of us this year. So everything from the snake's ability to strategize, the
Mm-hmm.
snake's patience, the snake's ability to tap into hidden magic, the snake's ability to be very cunning, right? Or alluring, appealing. All of that we can tap into this year. During the year of the snake, it is a good time to strategize.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you want, strategize it out. Because the snake is known as an expert or master strategist, right?
Mm-hmm.
The year of the snake is also what we call the art of war,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is the year to apply the art of war. But when I say that, I'm not so linear with it. We could also apply this art to our love interests,
Mm-hmm.
or we could apply this art form to matters of the heart, right? We can approach love in a very strategic way, And if we do that, it will be very, very effective, and we'll be very successful this year.
Yes. So what okay, so what can we do to use like what can we use to symbolize snake energy in our everyday? Like, is there any type of herbs, symbols, colors, fabrics, or just like what can we incorporate like snake print or something like that to get that energy?
Very good question. Snake skin is a thing that is used in a lot of occult magic.
Mhm.
I got snake skin. I actually have snake venom,
Oh, really?
right? So if you could get your hands on some snake venom,
I got a
it
bunch of snake skin.
yeah, snake skin, um, it's very, very potent to harnessing, attracting that energy. I even tell some of my students to go out if they don't own a snake, to go to like a pet shop and connect with the snake, or some zoos even have snakes. I tell
Mhm.
them to go to the zoo and meditate with the snake, right? So that's some of the things that people can do.
Well, in here in Texas, we see snakes almost every day. So, I see snakes a lot. So, that's pretty easy to find snake skin around where I live, and um, but like if you live in a city where there's not a lot of stuff like that or snakes, where can you go to get something? Or I guess you can order anything online these days. But what type of
Ye-
snake is the best type? Like if you're gonna get the skin, or if you're gonna work with like some snake energy or venom, what's the best type of snake, or just any snake? It don't matter to work with.
Well, one of the most potent snakes to work with is the king cobra, which is the apex snake, right? So that's the strongest type of snake. So if you could get your hands on some king cobra snake skin, that's that's good. Any of the regular cobras, specifically the monocled cobra, is good. And then from there, just the exotic, very venomous snakes, because of the energy that they have, like the black mamba or the
Mhm,
green mamba.
mhm,
You know, any venomous snake has a magical power associated with it.
mhm. So
So
a lot of people probably sell stuff online that you can get if you don't live anywhere near exotic snakes. So like skin, venom, or whatever, like taxidermy. What do you think about having a taxidermy snake as for energy?
yeah, I would definitely say that that'll be effective. A taxidermy snake. Yep.
Mm. Um, a lot of people are afraid of snakes for some reason. I guess they got a bad rap. What do you say to those people that are afraid of snakes because of their bad rap?
I would say that this animal have been blamed for all sin of humanity, and I feel like that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this stigma of the snake have been forced upon us through the Vatican, and those of us who have gone beyond the imagery put out, and when we started to connect with the snake, we see a completely different story. So I would implore everyone to explore that, because the snake is a beautiful animal, and very well connected with humans.
Mhm. So how do they equate with money or love? I know you
So
say lust, but how do they equate with money?
so snakes have these reptilian godlike beings called nagas, and these energies are known to be the guardians of immense wealth. So the wealth that most people can't tap into, only
Mhm,
like billionaires, these nagas are the ones who uh, allow entrance to that type of wealth.
Yeah, because I always see, like, when they have movies and they have, like, a treasure chest and they open it up, there'll be a snake in there guarding the treasure, or,
Yeah,
like on Indiana Jones, there's always a
yeah,
snake somewhere guarding
yeah.
treasure.
So snakes guard very, very, very large amounts of wealth and
Mhm,
also precious gemstones and metals. So when it comes to the snake's energy and money and wealth, we know that it's a big deal, right?
okay,
Because it's said that you can't really tap into a certain amount of wealth unless you are in alignment with one of these nagas.
mhm. And a lot of religions or spiritual practices or spiritual beliefs have a snake type deity, right? A lot of, like, ancient cultures and spiritual belief systems have, like, a huge, like, snake deity. So, I know you know a few.
Yeah, there's a snake in every single major esoteric tradition. So that that's it's very fascinating.
What about, like, the occult symbol of the Ouroboros? Like, what do you feel like that does that have anything to do with money, or is that something to do with self, um, and how you, are because they say that the Ouroboros sign means, like, the snake eating itself. What does that represent?
That's back to completion. That's one. The snake eating itself, the snake following or chasing its tail. This is back to complete oneness. This is
Mhm,
also the energetic of the 0 degree, which goes back to completion. All of this is esoteric secrets,
mhm,
and it is also is dealing with transcendence. But all of this, tapping into any of this, even the Ouroboros, will translate back to money if you
mhm,
apply it properly.
right. Because, like, as above, so below, as within, so without. So
Yep,
if you're revealing treasures in your mind or in your spirituality, treasures will be also revealed in the material world as well. So it's like a journey as as well within as also without.
absolutely. All esoteric traditions start internally first.
Mhm. So if you are, if you're a practicing sorcerer or a practitioner of magic and you're trying to get money, but you're not balanced or you don't understand certain things, what's a good way to balance that out spiritually or mentally so that you can start to see the manifest in the material world? Like, what mistakes do some people make when they're dealing with, like, trying to manifest in the material, but they're not, doing the work spiritually?
One of the biggest things when it comes to not being able to manifest in the material is having control of who is around you. A lot of us have hidden enemies around us.
Mhm,
And these hidden enemies, the way that they're hating on us is affecting our money. And in indigenous understanding, it, if someone hated on you secretly, it was said that that person was doing magic against you. A lot of us got the wrong company around us. I see from experience with working with students that 60% of their money issues fade when they cut off the right people. So that's
mhm,
one. And the second thing is uh, some practitioners are too negative.
mhm,
Negative thoughts and money don't go together.
mm-mm,
So this goes from negative conversations or the negative things that you might binge watch on social media. It don't matter how many money rituals you do. If you are addicted to negativity, you're not going to make no money.
Mm-hmm.
So I see those as the main things.
Okay. What about somebody's trying to attract love or like somebody to be with this year? What can you say the same thing? Like what do you need to get from around in order for you to thrive romantically or in a relationship? What kind of stuff do you need to get rid of or stay away from?
Don't entertain relationship gossip. This is all electromagnetic frequency. It's all energy. Don't be so close with people who are not in good relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful what Netflix series you watch. If you watch a Netflix series and it's about relationship drama or about people being lonely and not in love, this is what you will manifest in your reality. Right? So it's very important what you entertain, and to attract that relationship, strengthen your relationship with roses.
Okay, so roses. Everybody should have roses. Like,
Yes. Fresh roses.
yes, grow
Every
your.
couple of weeks. Oh yeah, it's the best thing in the world to grow roses. That's one of the best things you could do.
Hmm. Before it froze in Texas, it's raining, freezing rain right now. I had a bunch of blooms from my rose bushes, and I gathered them before the freeze, and I put them in a beautiful vase, and I have all these roses. So best
Wow.
way is to grow your own. Or you can grow
Yeah.
all different colors. You can and use it in spell work. You can make rose water, rose oil, because it's like the highest vibrating like essential oil that you can get is rose oil. And so
Yes.
natural. So
Hmm.
it's a good investment. I paid $9 for a rose bush, bought about 5 or 6 of them, and I have always have roses.
There goes that number 9 again.
That's how much they charge it. Like, well, when I bought mine, I don't know if inflation took it up. Usually that's what it was at Walmart. So yeah, let's go to the garden section when spring comes around. Get you a rose
Yeah.
bush. You can even plant it in a pot if you don't have a yard. Like you could get like a giant pot and plant it and put it on your patio or something. But it will definitely, like, ever since I've had roses, I've seen way more positive things in my life. Higher vibrating people have come into my life and lots of prosperity, and also like just immense amounts of, love and, all this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
definitely roses, I agree. And if you
Yeah.
can't grow them, just order them.
Yeah. And that leads me to my next secret, right? I would spend a lot of time at the rose garden, especially when it's warm outside. And I'll meditate on certain things I want to attract, especially if I want to be in more love energy. I'll just spend a couple of hours at a rose garden. We got a couple up north that are
Mhm.
pretty big.
Yeah, and like when you bring someone roses, or even if you just buy yourself roses, that's also going to attract and amplify um those feelings.
That's a ritual. Buying
Hmm.
your lover roses,
Hmm.
right? That
And
that
I
is a
think
ritual.
a lot of guys get it. I don't think a lot of men understand that that's going to help them in the long
Yeah,
run.
yeah. There's a lot
Hmm.
of magic associated with that.
So, what are there? Is there a particular color? Is it red or pink that you like to use the most?
Red,
Okay,
red is it.
red roses. So, okay, this is a weird question, but I'll just be going all different directions. So, on Alice in Wonderland, the Queen of Hearts, and she was like always mean and evil, but she liked red roses. What was up with that?
Well, that's the dark feminine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, See, that red rose is so deep because you got this energy of the highest vibration, unconditional love. You got the color pink. That red actually has the color pink inside of it, right? And whenever the feminine needs to turn dark, it is still encompassed in that red color, right?
Hmm.
The color red is actually the color of the divine feminine,
Mhm.
right? The divine feminine also covers her dark side, which we call the dark feminine.
Mhm.
Right?
And now somebody's talking about the Beauty and the Beast red rose too. So he had to get somebody to fall in love with him as a beast, and the
The,
symbol for that, his mortality, was a red rose.
the,
So what advice do you have for someone who is like struggling in relationships or in their love life? How can they use the rose to help them?
frequent rose baths, because the roses have spirits attached to them, right? Some of these spirits are Pomba Giras, right? And it is the rose that had figured out over thousands of years, because it didn't have sexual organs, how to attract pollination, right?
Mhm.
So the rose has the secrets to sexual energy.
Okay, wait a minute. So, before plants, before flowers evolved, or some flowers evolved, with pollen or things to attract like bugs, insects, and bees, they had sexual organs, and when the wind blew, they had to like figure it out.
Yep.
So like, but the rose was able to attract a bee or an insect, and then
Right.
to go and pollinate someone else. So attraction is like something really, dominant with the rose.
And this whole, so not only has it been able to attract from that far back, but even to now, it has evolved in its attraction. And this is why a lot of very good fragrances come from roses.
Hmm. So it's like a symbol as far as nature, magic, love, and like so many other things. So it's just like very potent and very powerful.
And then you have the fifth element,
Hmm.
ether, right? The hidden gases that come from flowers and roses. So when we deal with magic, the hidden gases, pheromones, and things like that, we know that the roses have layers of wisdom, understanding, and magical powers for helping us with attraction.
Hmm. And I've read a lot of books on flowers and stuff too, and studied like petals and flowers and all different meanings of it. But you know what I've noticed the most? Whenever you are around anybody wealthy or a very nice establishment, they always have fresh flowers or fresh roses, like in a vase or in an arrangement. Like if you go to like a really, really nice hotel or a really nice restaurant or a really nice office building or a really nice business, they're always going to have fresh flowers and fresh roses, wherever they are. They're going to have a florist. They're always going to have those things. And a lot of people don't realize that it's adding to their atmosphere, to their wealth, to their frequency, to their well-being. So, I
You,
know a lot of people used to believe in that kind of stuff, but as time, if people got busy and less close to nature, people have stopped doing that on a regular basis, because regular people used to do it back in the old days, but now it's only the rich.
yeah, because the rose is alive. It has an electromagnetic frequency. It can eat. It can drink. It breathes, and it emits energy. And its emission of energy is setting the tone in that environment. And people
Mhm.
are not realizing how influential that rose is to the environment.
So let's say you live in an environment where you're having issues or people aren't getting along well. If you were to bring some roses into that place or like into the home or into the room, do you think their relationships would improve or have more, positive energy introduced to it?
You would absolutely see a change right away. One of the things that you'll see almost instantly is the energy of forgiveness, right? You'll see that unconditional love energy, forgiveness. you'll see a difference in everyone because the rose is influencing the vibration.
Hmm. So if you are trying to have a successful relationship, like, isn't it nice to buy, buy your woman roses every week or every, whenever they need to be replaced? Isn't that a good ritual to do if you are, even if you just grow your own, pick them and put them in a vase yourself? Isn't that something that you can do to kind of work on and keep the relationship going strong?
Absolutely.
And also bring in wealth and money too, because you said roses also, you know, bring in a higher frequency and it keeps you positive, which also keeps your money coming in.
Right. And that leads me to my next thing. Like the whole energetic with Valentine's Day is it's an occult practice, right? It's a ritual that everyone gets sucked into, but it is true occult art form. And the
Mhm.
rose runs that day. That's how powerful the rose is when it comes to love.
And people will pay the inflated price of a dozen of roses on Valentine's Day when, a week before it was like half the price because that's how much their value goes up on that one day because of how symbolic it is.
Yes.
So, I don't know, do you feel like 2025, the rose, money, the number 9, magic, like what I just want to say, what do you feel like is something that you can say that you feel is going to be represented a lot this year? Like what are we going to see this year that has to do with roses, year of the snake? Like what are we seeing so far? Like what are you seeing?
So far I'm seeing old debt being cleared. So like it's this thing of karmic debt, um, like karmic money debt
Mhm.
that a lot of people were not able to clear. But in this 9 year, that's one of the things that get cleared, and that's one of the reasons that we're seeing the wildfires. Right,
Okay, so a lot of people are trying to get out of debt.
the
Karmic
earth.
debt or whatever type of debt that you have, that you feel
Right,
like
now's your opportunity.
okay.
Right, because the karmic debt cycles are ending. That's that's the thing with the number 9 energy. Right.
Some
Uh,
like what if some people don't really believe in karma, but whatever type of debt that you feel like you have, it could that that could also you can also take that as an example because
yeah,
I see something. Um, so what does it have to do with these fires that are happening? Like why?
destruction and rebirth.
Hmm.
Right, destruction and rebirth. That's back to number 9. It's completion. Right, it's the earth's energetic clearing.
Hmm.
Right, the I told you Venus and Mars will be very present in this year. The fires is Mars energy.
Hmm.
Right, Mars is ruled by the number 9 as well. Right, fire energy. All right, and it's the earth burning off old energetics or old karmas,
Hmm.
um, things that don't serve us.
Hmm.
So it's happening right now as we speak.
Hmm. So what do you think? Okay, no disrespect to anybody that's going through anything like with the California burnings, like don't be too sensitive like if we're going to discuss something like occult wise because it can only help understand it. Don't think like I'm being insensitive or maybe Terraine is being insensitive. We're just here talking about what's happening and symbolically, okay? Because everything is like, connected. So in my okay, so I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist at the same time as an occultist. So I'm looking at it from so many different perspectives. And I sent you something earlier from the book of Enoch. I don't know if you want to discuss that, but in the book of Enoch, it definitely says that there's a valley in the west that will continuously burn. Okay, and this book was written long, long ago. So, with that type of information, um, it literally describes exactly what's happening. And I know you probably read it, but I'm gonna read it real quick. But it literally describes, hold on, let me pull it up so I can read it word for word. It describes how the exact thing is happening. So it says, in Enoch 54, Enoch sees a deep valley filled with fire where kings and the powerful are thrown. Then it says, okay, so, like rich people, kings. And then it says, Enoch sees an abyss filled with fire and pillars of fire where the stars and shepherds are cast. So, stars, Hollywood, cast, film, kings, valleys, and then it says like it just says that in the book of Enoch that it will eternally burn, which means year after year there's going to be fire there. And there has been for like a while, for many, many years. And so I feel like if this is already written or planned or whatever it is,
Hmm.
I think that's why a lot of people had the exodus out of California to other states, because those who know left, and those who didn't probably just, need a little bit more information, or, maybe this will be the wake up call. I don't know. But a lot of people realize that if they go back and read certain things, it's already written and giving you what's happening. Like, and a
It,
lot of the technology that they have now is been written about years and years
it,
ago.
it it's creepy how accurate that is, right? Um, it's another thing I've read in the Dead Sea Scrolls that talks about this as well. So
Mhm.
yeah,
What did you read? Because I haven't seen that part yet.
it was talking about pretty much the symbology was uh stars, pretty much celebrities, their homes being destroyed.
Mhm.
But this was referencing this astral war that's supposed to be going on right now between angels and demons.
Mhm.
So it's very interesting.
Mhm. In the book of Enoch, they call angels celestial somethings. I can't. I gotta find the book. So it's saying the same stuff.
Yep.
But I think the war is not an actual war. I think it's like an imbalance that's trying to balance.
That
You know what
makes sense because that's a version of war,
I mean?
imbalance.
Mhm. Mhm. So, like, they use a lot of metaphor to describe stuff because, like, maybe they're getting information, but they're not getting exact information, so they have to use words that have several meanings so that when it is interpreted, it's more, it's better to understand or easier to understand.
Yep.
It can mean several things. So it can be like, my little conspiracy theorist, mind will say, well, maybe those are instructions, or maybe those are warnings. Maybe those are vague instructions, or maybe those are vague warnings. Either way, it's still a warning. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Or
true.
an indication on what's happening or what will happen.
I can see the phoenix, the
Mhm.
firebird energy very present right now. And I think that's it speaks to the energy of the phoenix, these fires as well.
Mhm.
Phoenix rising.
Rising from the ashes. So, like, what do you have to say to people that may be in that situation in the fires? Like, what is your advice for them as far as spiritually?
After death is rebirth.
Mhm.
right? Um, After things are burned and the old is shed away, then now it's transformation, a new life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is absolutely necessary, right? Because the only thing constant in the universe is change,
Mm-hmm.
right? And nothing can last forever. So
Right.
sometimes we kind of look forward to death and destruction because rebirth has to come right after it.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so what do you have to say to people that's not feeling that message right now, but are just distraught and have lost something? Like, what can they do to make things start changing or rebirthing sooner rather than later?
Good question. Look into the energy of the phoenix, right? Because that is a entity, a primordial energy that we actually all can tap into. So if that energy is present and it appears that the energy is taking everything from you, you'll be surprised how you'll you'll have way more than what you had. Going with the energy and not against the grain,
Hmm.
and also not choosing not to be a victim of the energy, but aligning with that energy, right?
Yes,
So that's how I would say is lean into the energy of the phoenix, and
like
you'll
the
find
stock,
yourself on a different side.
like the stock market does. Like
Yeah.
right now,
So
people are probably investing in repair material
right,
and
right.
putting all their money in rebuilding materials and
There's
construction
opportunity.
right now
Right.
because they see what's getting ready to happen. So look for the positive and the opportunity in anything, even if it is destruction. See,
Absolutely.
yeah, see the rebirth of it and see how you can profit off of it.
Right.
So someone says they need protection. Mhm. Um, I've heard from someone that's there that a lot of people are also starting fires along with the natural fires because they said to, because they don't want to see people, thrive. And so they're just mad and angry and adding to the fuel. W-
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's what 2025 carries, right? So this is the energetic of hidden enemy,
Hmm.
right? Or your friends or people who are supposed to be close to you doing things to sabotage you,
Hmm.
right? The energy of envy and jealousy. So
Hmm.
if people are starting fires, best believe some of those people, their friends are in those homes.
That's that war that you're talking about.
Mhm.
And, peace or balance is the answer to that. And so, I mean, if you listen to what a lot of people talk about, how they want to make everything available to everyone so that there's no, poor or rich and everybody's able to get what they want. I think perhaps this is very symbolic of that
Yep.
because it does say that. And people that are teaching knowledge and teaching people how to get their money up instead of gatekeeping it. They want people to know, they want people to rise up, they want people to understand their value and their worth, like kind of like we do. And so, a lot of people just feel like, keep everything to yourself. Don't share the knowledge, don't share the information. But those who are sharing it and share, because knowledge is wealth, those who are sharing the wealth and the knowledge, I feel like the more you do that, the more you are going to balance things out in the future and there's less physical balancing you will see.
I, I like that.
So I think people need to do a little bit more into teaching other people how to get the things that they lack, whatever way possible. Write a book, you know,
Th-
get on a video, get on a live stream, whatever.
There's a lot of opportunity for that right now.
Hmm.
And I don't think that's going to be the deal next year, but it absolutely is the deal right now. It's like a wide door open.
Hmm. Well, a lot of people that are rich, like Elon Musk, he wants everybody to have the same thing. He wants to get rid of, rich and poor. So the thing is, even though he's rich, he wants to get rid of that and make everybody able to live freely and do what they want. So that's why all this technology and all this, stuff is getting ready to happen. But um, a lot of people don't want that. So
That's
what do you say about those people that don't want that?
it's, it's there. You have another war,
Hmm.
right? What do I say about that? Um, there's definitely going to be a showdown energetically, right? What do we say? That is that the war between the haves and the have-nots, or,
I
or
think
not necessarily?
you can have both. You ain't got to have or
Yeah.
have. You can have both if you just meld it together correctly.
Mm.
You know, um, there used to be old money, new money. It used to be ghetto fabulous and just ghetto. So, you can mesh it all together as long as people are not lacking, you know? I think that's
Uh,
what's missing. There's too much
uh,
lack and not enough melding.
oh, we also are seeing these two sides, like you saying, strategize against each other this year,
Mhm.
right? And that's what the year of the snake is about. The strategy of the art of war. So
Mhm.
you're gonna see both sides running plays against each other.
Mhm. But really, if you think about it, the only answer is always going to be just to combine it together because wars never last forever. Somebody got to give up, somebody got to rest, or just make peace or come to the solution. So I feel like it's going to be a waste of energy,
Mm.
but like the old ways, like you said, have to die out.
Yeah,
The rebirth,
absolutely.
it's a rebirth.
And that's what you get when you have Venus and Mars in alignment,
Hmm.
right? So Venus used to be a warrior once upon a time. Uh, Venus was Inanna, which is the goddess of love
Hmm.
and war. The contradictory goddess, the one that brought new ideas and banished the old ways of doing things.
Hmm.
So we have that whole thing playing out right now.
Hmm. And what can you do to like avoid any type of conflict and just live your best life this year? Like, what can we do so we're not caught up in it? Those that don't want to be caught up in it.
Um, it this is a year where the door is wide open to see the hidden secrets, right? If we entertain things like that, it's a year also of major transcendence for those who decide that that's the journey they want to be on. If
Mhm.
we focus on that, none of this is going to come to us because it takes so much energy to tap into what we're trying to tap into when it comes to seeing the secrets, the transcending, the major evolution. If we focus on that, none of this surface stuff comes our way.
Because we have decoded it, so
Right.
it can't sneak up on us.
I got another secret.
Okay.
So speaking of decoding, March 9th is 399,
Mhm.
right? Perfect time to do a ritual, right? If we're focusing on things like this, we don't get time to get caught up in everything else, right? There's several eclipses, several lunar eclipses this year. And then September 9th is 999,
Mhm.
right? So we got rituals to focus on
Right.
because we decoded what the play is. We ignore the distraction and we keep focused on ascending.
Exactly. Okay, Rose, her name is Rose, is asking, what if poor what if the poor hate on you for having money and resent you for helping them, and then after getting the money, they try to stomp you?
I, I I told all of my students this year to read The Art of War.
Mhm.
Like, even if they read it before. So to answer your question, read The Art of War.
Mhm.
Because war, conflict, enemies, inevitably they will come towards you. That doesn't mean you have to entertain them. You just got to learn the strategy to protect yourself from them.
Mhm.
So that's my answer.
Okay. I have an answer too. I think if poor people resent you for helping them and then want to, so you say stomp you, I think they didn't really want money or help. I think they wanted knowledge, because give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he could eat for a lifetime. So I think they're lacking the knowledge, not the money. The money's gonna run out, because if you don't know how to deal with money, you're gonna spend it just as fast as you get it, and you'll be poor again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think when poor people lash out, it's because they're not giving the knowledge. You have all these rich elite people, and they raise their kids to learn how to do certain things financially, how to, be financially responsible. You give them good credit to start off with. Ain't nobody got a credit card in their baby's name. So a lot of times people are wanting the knowledge, but they don't know how to ask for it, or they don't know if they can understand it. So that resentment comes from a lack of knowledge. And I think if you're teaching instead of giving, you can give a little bit too, but you also need to teach them how to keep it and get more of it.
Teach them how to fish.
Yes, because you can't, like, they'll have to come back and keep begging if they don't learn how to get it themselves.
Yeah, teach them how to fish, but keep your distance.
Exactly. Give them a book. Think and Grow Rich. Sprinkle, sprinkle. A book of knowledge on how to get money and keep money is worth more than the money you're going to give them.
That's true.
And they'll think, that you think highly of them, that they're able to even understand enough to read a book in order to even, fathom whatever information you're trying to get them, so that they feel like they have a level of respect on a higher level, because you see them as someone who's able to learn and understand that. So give them knowledge. hmm I made a whole video with that book and telling people that, here's the answer. And a guy yesterday got in my comments and said, "Thank you for helping me not be dusty anymore." So, you know, some people just mad because they don't know. Okay, so 9, money, love. Do you think this is a good year of, like, if you're trying to get married, is this the year to do it, or what? To
It's
people that's engaged, whoever engaged or whatever.
yeah, because it's completion, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like it's a good year to at least plant the seed,
Mhm.
right? But because it's completion, and the wedding ring that's dealing with completion, right? Um, so yeah,
Okay.
but like most people, I think, set the intention. This is the year I'm gonna find or choose my soulmate for life.
Mhm.
That's the energy behind this year.
Mhm. Okay, Ari asks, what do y'all think, if is there something spiritually going on with the call to home back to Africa free citizenship?
I don't even know how to answer that.
That, but 90-Day Fiance, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I feel like call to home is where you feel at home. So if you've been, like, transformed, like, not transformed, if you've been transferred from your culture that your ancestors have, and you want to reconnect with your ancestral home, I think that's a good idea. But a lot of people can't really call a place home that they've never been, but they can call it their ancestral home.
I am in full agreement.
Mm-hmm. So, you said year of the snake. You also got to be careful of the scam slime season. Somebody said that.
Yeah, yeah. See, the snake come with good and bad, right? You got the transcendence, but then you got the scamming, you got the lies, you got the envy, the jealousy, and the scamming. Yep, I agree.
Yeah, so
That's
watch
right.
out. Be smarter. I'm smarter. I can see a scam a mile away. So
Right. You can see a snake a mile away,
exactly.
right? Mhm.
From a bird's eye view. Gotta look from a higher perspective. Like follow the money. You'll know exactly why people are doing what they do. Um,
Yeah.
so how do we okay, there's good aspects and negative aspects about the year of the snake. How do we use the good aspects in order to combat the negative aspects? What can we do?
Study strategy, right? The snake is a strategist. The minute you read a book like The Art of War or any of the you know books that teach you how to be business minded or invest in yourself with like things like business strategy, that is how we use the snake's good parts, right?
Mhm.
Investing in ourselves when it comes to our attraction and our look, beauty, and things like that, because the snake is attractive and seductive. That's another way to take on the good attributes of the snake,
Right.
right? Now, people being envious and jealous of you, um, uh, the snake can see predators from very far out, right? So, investing in learning how to do protection magic
Mhm.
or hex reversals and things like that. So
Mhm.
that's how you would deflect the negative energetics of the snake.
Okay. So someone is asking, what do you do if someone well known is copying your ideas and imitating you as a person and doing well at it, gaining money, love you from for your ideas? Um, ask Michael Jackson. He had a million people trying to um, be him, but they were never as successful as he was. You know what I'm saying? Like you always have imitators, but the originator is always going to be the most successful out of everybody, and they will be legacy and forever.
Yeah, don't even acknowledge the copycats.
Hmm.
They don't exist.
They don't exist.
The worst thing you can do is confront them.
Yeah. And, I encourage people, like, if you like something, create your own version of it. Don't, because you're going to waste a lot of time and energy copying someone else, and you're not going to get the recognition for it. They are. You're literally just giving other people more legacy, more recognition, more everything because they know where the originator came from.
Yeah, they're gonna find out that you're the originator. You don't have to say that.
Hmm.
You just keep doing you.
Hmm.
Eventually, they're gonna find out that you're the originator.
Exactly. And they probably are, a lot of people already probably know the originator. And, some people can't afford the real deal. Some people can, some people can't. They got to make Workins, Walmart Birkins for the people that can't afford the Hermes Birkins. Yes, Hermes was mad, but there's still fake Birkins out there on DH Gate everywhere. But at the same time, it's still not the same thing.
Right.
Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So, they might have made probably you could sell like 3 Birkins and people that have to sell 80 Walmart Birkins to equal selling 3 Birkins. So they're going to have to work harder and do way more in order to even compete with the original. And the original will always remain and be legacy. So, like, so don't worry about it. You'll always be good as the original. Okay. You said fake bag is low vibrational and poor energy. I'd rather just buy a cheaper designer. Yeah. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anyway, and also like Magick, when it comes to like fake stuff, you can look at it from a magical perspective, a symbolic perspective. Just like when you do rituals, sometimes people use real money, sometimes they use ancestor money, sometimes they use fake money. You know what I'm saying? It's your intention. And it's the symbolism of whatever is happening. In order to create change, there has to be, you know, a reaction to whatever magic or ritual is going on.
Right.
So I think a lot of that stuff was to get a certain company to be more open to selling to more people. You know what I'm saying? You said, that's my bag. Okay. Yes. So sometimes things are just a ploy. Okay. When we sit up here talking about purses, I'm sorry. So anyway, but it's a bag, it's money, a money in a bag, you know. That's why I think that working thing came out because of, you know, money, bag, year 9. We got to pay attention to stuff like that. Okay, so, but also, okay, another thing, if something makes you feel wealthy and vibrate on a higher level of wealth, whatever it is, as long as it helps you feel that vibration, that's all that matters. So, for example, you could be carrying around a fake purse and put some pumpkin seeds in there, which represent prosperity and abundance, and make, you know, and attract more wealth and money on a higher frequency.
I agree with that, because how we perceiving things in our mind is so alchemical.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They say 80% of the magic is here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So if you don't have the knowledge, I'm gonna say, if you don't have the knowledge or the information in order to create things or situations where you're going to vibrate higher naturally, and all you have is the designer or the real thing, and that's what helps you vibrate, then use that. But some people can carry around a fake purse with some pumpkin seeds in it and call it a day. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Or until they get the real one.
Because they actually feel wealthy.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people, even rich people, they carry fake stuff all the time, but people don't think it's fake. So their vibration of having something quote unquote real is probably even higher because they saved money purchasing it. So could you imagine stepping out of a Bentley carrying a fake Birkin and everybody thinks it's real, and you saved money and didn't even spend money. So your profit is higher. So because everybody believes it's real, you didn't spend no money on it. Everybody, but you know, they're not carrying anything fake. So you're literally vibrating on a higher frequency by carrying a fake bag, but everybody thinks it's real. It's all what people perceive.
That is actually a form of magic.
It is.
Because you're using sorcery, you got people believing that you have something that's real. It's not.
That's why
you're getting all that energy.
That's why you've been seeing an increase in fake bags everywhere. Because it's not the bag, it's the perception.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So let's see. Let me read some of these questions. You said everything is borrowed. Just make it your own. Yeah, like you can't really steal and like people's ideas. Is, you know, if you can think of it and you can profit off of it, it's not really stealing unless it's like patent or trademarked.
Yep.
Copywritten. Okay. Let me ask a couple of more questions. Do y'all have any questions y'all want to ask? Because I don't want to keep him on here all night, because, you know, I'm sure he got rituals and magic to do and people to talk to, because, you know, he's a busy man getting his paper. Um, someone says is that black magic. You want to just, explain the difference between black magic, regular magic, white magic, whatever type of magic? Because a lot of people,
Whew.
you don't have
Oh
to
man.
like, in a one sentence. Sum it up.
I just think magic is magic, right?
Me too.
I feel when you practice magic, uh good and bad is relative, right? It's all about perception, how you choose to see things. But
Hmm.
magic is magic, right? Just manipulating our world, our universe, alchemy, of manifestation, making things happen, right? Some people choose to use things for evil, some people choose to use it for good, but
Yeah,
that's all dependent on the person.
yeah. Like people can do stuff, and it depends on their intention. You know,
Yep.
so magic is just magic. It's the person that's wielding the magic that makes it good or bad.
Right.
So be careful, like when you do magic and why you're doing it. But at the same time, I won't look at it in that perspective because energy is energy. You can use it in any way.
Right.
So, okay, so somebody keeps asking, like, do you believe in destiny swaps or something like that? Like, I ain't never heard that until TikTok came out.
I don't know what that
Something new.
is.
I don't even know what that is either. It's some new stuff somebody came up with on TikTok, man. Okay. Ask somebody on TikTok, they might know. Anyway, like we've been on the internet for years, decade, over a decade. We ain't never heard of that.
We never heard of it.
That's something new that somebody came with on a TikTok, sir. Okay, y'all been duped.
Yep.
Go ask the TikTok maker. All right. Um, it's true. How many people on here online have been here for years and years and years? Have y'all? Isn't that like something recent that people just been talking about on TikTok? Don't fall for the okey doke.
Please don't. I want to give them a 9 herb wealth bath.
Okay.
All right. So basil, bay leaves.
Hold on. You finna give us a bath? Some
Yes.
money? Hold on. Let me write it down in my book.
Yeah.
Everybody get your pens. He's finna give y'all a wealth
Yeah.
bath. I need to bathe and get undusty.
A 9 herb wealth bath. It's going to get the dusty off you.
Hold on.
Y'all
Get my green money ink. Get my green money ink.
okay. Okay.
Green candle. All right. For real, every time I light one of these green candles, I just be getting money left and right. Okay.
All right. We ready?
We ready.
Basil, bay leaves, cinnamon, mint, patchouli, damiana, thyme, chamomile, rosemary.
Okay.
Put that in a nice concoction. Visualize your 2025 wealth goals. Visualize hard and light a nice red or pink candle and zen out.
Okay. In the bath.
Yes.
Okay. And someone said oils or herbs. Herbs.
Herbs. We want the
I asked,
raw herb.
they boil it before they put it in? Can they put it in a little tea bag or a sachet? You
That's
want to
all.
boil it in a pot or
That's
what?
that's all optional. But if you boil it before you put it in the water, boiling the herbs increases the fire, the intensity. It heats up the energetics of the herbs. So it's a good way to stir the herbs up, to wake the herbs up. And when you wake up the herbs, you're waking up the magic,
And it
right?
also helps release some of the oils into the water, and then you can like strain it out if you want and
Yeah.
put the essence in the
And,
bath, so you don't have to strain it out after you take a bath.
and that's what we want. We want the vibration of the herbs to fuse with water, which water turns into anything that you program it to.
Mhm.
So this is a very, very effective wealth bath that you could do on your own.
Okay. So for those people who are more scientific, and they think this is just some hocus pocus, the frequency of herbs and the essence of herbs have a vibration. And when you combine it with water and you immerse yourself in it, it increases your frequency and vibration and aura to attract money.
Yes. And it's
Okay.
backed by science.
It's backed by science. It's not just
Yes.
hocus pocus that, some stuff you throw in the bathtub or a pot. It's literally to increase your frequency. So
Right.
thank you for sharing that. We appreciate that. I'm gonna get all my ingredients because I got them right here.
No doubt.
So thank you for being a guest on here. I don't want to keep you too long because I know you got rituals to do. I know you a busy man.
Can you tell the people to hit me up if they want rituals?
If you want a ritual, if you can get in, because he's busy because he's like very highly sought after.
Right.
You could get in and get in his coven to do a ritual for you. I don't know how many people have already gotten rituals from you, but your information is in the description bar.
Yes.
And I'm going to paste it again in here for the third time.
No doubt.
There's a YouTube channel, The Occult College on YouTube, and a store on Etsy called Oudh of Gira. And he also sells ouds as well, the fragrances. So oils, you can tell them a little bit about that and what you do ritual wise.
Well, I do money rituals. I have some pretty well off clients. I'm really good with that. Right. That's like my bread and butter. That's what I do. I'm a career sorcerer. And attraction magic, business magic, seduction magic. My ouds are really, really potent. They have pheromone in them. Right. But my bread and butter is doing customized rituals for clients.
Okay. So is there any type of ritual that you say no to? Because I don't want people to just hit you up and then just be wasting their time. So is there any rituals that you say, no, we don't do those?
Well, like, I'm not really a baneful magic person. Like, so what I'm really promoting is money, love, attraction. I want people to win. So don't come to me for no hexes right now, unless you got a real, real good cause. And if you got a good cause, I'm going to know because I always check first. Okay. Right? So don't come to me for nothing crazy.
Keep your crazy check at home.
Yes.
Spend it elsewhere.
Right.
So thank you. And everybody, y'all can find Terraine on YouTube, on Instagram. All his information is linked below, and you can also tell them.
Yeah, text me. Y'all interested, text me right now. 917-605-1469. 917-605-1469.
All right, I typed it in there. Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Adios.
So thank you, everybody. Bye. Thank you for being a guest again. See you later. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being so nice to our special guest, Terraine Hicks. He always does a good job in explaining a lot of stuff. Thank y'all. I'm gonna be on here for a little while. But I didn't want to hold him too much longer because I know he has work to do. Y'all hit him up if y'all need spells, rituals, ouds, anything magical. Thank y'all so much. You said you are so knowledgeable. Thank you. So yeah, I've been knowing Terraine for probably over almost, maybe, I don't want to say 10, maybe 8 years. Could have been 10 years. I don't know. Time goes by. But yeah, very reputable. Sprinkle sprinkle. Uh we talked about money, love, and magic secrets. He gave us a little wealth, 9 herb wealth bath. We talked about how you can raise your frequency, to attract more money, wealth, and how the number 9 and for this year is very, relevant for completion and a lot of stuff like that. So just rewatch the video to get all the details and stuff like that. Um, mhm. However you do your herb baths, do it the way you feel, the best. But those were the list of herbs that he mentioned earlier, to bring in the wealth this year. And I'll repeat the herbs that he talked about because I wrote them down for y'all, just in case y'all didn't have a pen. So it's called a 9 herb wealth bath. And you're going to use basil, bay leaf, cinnamon, mint, patchouli, damiana, thyme, chamomile, rosemary. Okay. I think that's it. That's 9. Yes. So however you do your spiritual baths, those are just the herbs to incorporate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Damiana. You just look it up online. I'm sure you can find it. Someone said that they use it for tea. I'm sure you can order it online. I don't I don't know a substitute for Damiana. Look it up online. Google has everything. Okay. So it sounds like a good meal. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. You might be smelling good too afterwards. Okay. You can do whatever you need to do in your spiritual bath. Whatever you incorporate. Those are just the herbs that you need to put in there. Okay. So everybody makes their stuff a little bit different. Tweak it how you like. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Also, what I suggest, like what I have started doing to increase my manifesting and wealth this year so far, is to start. They say that you're 43% more likely to do the things that you write down or plan. So, um, if there are things that you would like to accomplish during the day or during the week, get you a notebook or a planner and write them down, and you're 43% more likely to get them done. Okay, so I've been doing this in the last part of the 2024. I wasn't writing anything down, and I was a little bit less productive. Um, and then I started writing more things down, and I got stuff done like this, like with ease. Because mentally in the back of my mind, I knew I had written it down and I knew I had to get to it. And it was just like a mental note. And your subconscious mind will sometimes take over, and then you'll just automatically go and do what you got to do, versus not remembering and not writing it down and not filing it under something important in your mental. So write stuff down, and you're 43% more likely to accomplish it or get it done. Another thing, I'm going to give y'all another good wealth tip. They say if you make your bed up in the morning, you're 2,000 times more likely to become a millionaire one day. Okay. So, also if you wake up early. So, if you wake up early and make up your bed every day, 2,000% more likely that you will become a millionaire versus you not becoming one. Okay. So, I like them odds. They're better than playing the lottery. So if you're one of them lottery players, your odds are better of becoming a millionaire if you just make up your bed every day. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, you said how early? Early enough to get stuff done, ma'am. I would say before 8 o'clock. That's early. Anytime before 8, I think you can get away with that. I wake up at 5:30 because I have kids, but at least try to wake up by 8 something. Mhm. You said, "Or let the house help do it." Yeah, once you get to a point to where you already a millionaire, yeah, other people gonna make up your own bed once you've already gotten to that goal, or you can continue to make it up and become even more successful because what it does is it keeps you productive and from laying back down in the bed. And when you make up a bed, it literally represents you preparing to go out and do something and become productive, and that your bed is for rest, not lounging, not sitting around being on line scrolling. It just represents that, you're up for the day and you're going to be productive and doing something. Okay. You still make your bed? That's good. Um, that's it. Wait, what if you work nights? Well, then get up early in the evening. I don't know. Get up early enough to be productive for your life. I can say that. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How is your morning ritual? I make up my bed and I get up and I take my vitamins and I drink my water. And then I put on my makeup and get dressed, pick out my outfit, make sure I look good and feel good every day. I think if you look good, feel good, you're going to vibrate on a higher frequency. You're going to have higher confidence. You're going to be more likely to be more productive. So I think looking good, feeling good, taking care of your health, making up your bed and all that kind of stuff is a good start. Definitely. Mm-hmm. You said what? You said, okay, I'm reading some of these questions. Okay, Kevin says true because habits literally transcend all aspects of life. Yes. That's so true. Good habits and consistency will get you further in life because, if you apply those good habits and that consistency to pretty much whatever you do, you're going to be successful at it. You said you know a millionaire, and that old man definitely makes his bed every day. Mm-hmm. Okay. You said, what's the name of my video that gives knowledge on keeping wealth? I don't know the exact name of it, but I definitely feel like in order to keep wealth, you have to understand it as an energy. Okay. Like how you keep energy. You can't really, it has to be something that you understand how to grow, and you can't feel a certain way about spending it because you're just going to get it back in more abundance. What's the difference between hermetic law of cause and effect and karma learning from your old videos? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, well, alchemy and I would call it like universal law. You can tweak it. You can use transmutation and mental to tweak it. Karma, somebody told you something, you believed it. It's more of a religion instead of a spiritual belief. It's more of a religious belief. Somebody told you something was, and you believe it. And so you live your life by it. But hermetic law or, universal law, you're in control of that. You can tweak it through transmutation and mentalism. That's the difference. So, for example, the law of cause and effect, you can cause your effect on purpose. You can fake your effect. You can you can do all those things because you're the alchemist or the magician. If you are into religion, then you follow religious things. But if you're the magician or the alchemist, you tweak it to your own will. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, yeah. If you understand universal law, the law of cause and effect and transmutation, don't forget that one, and mentalism, you could tweak it. You said the worst law to tweak is spiritual law. The only law that has ever been tweaked is spiritual law. Think about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you just think about it, the only law that has been tweaked is spiritual law. I'm going to let y'all sit with that one for a second. Y'all hear the rain? Okay, I'll explain it now that I've let y'all sit with it for a second. All is mental, right? How you feel and how you vibrate and how you think about something is what you're going to create and manifest. So all spiritual law have been tweaked. That's what religion is. Okay. Tweaked spiritual law. Yep. Okay, let me read some more of these. You said binding to money doesn't make you a slave. Good for you. Okay. How to heal from burnout that affected your energy and the way you feel about yourself. Reinvent yourself. That's the beauty about a new day. You can reinvent yourself every day. Or you can reinvent your perspective or how you think about things. Use transmutation. Study the law of transmutation and see things from a different perspective. And it'll affect how you feel about certain things because you're not going to feel that same way anymore if you're not looking at it from the same perspective. So for example, let me give y'all an example. A lot of people always ask me about karma. If someone has given you the perspective that karma is real, then that's the perception you're going to use when you make life choices, right? If no one ever told you that, or if you learned something new or different or how to transmute that, you're going to apply that knowledge and see life from a totally different perspective. It's called strategy. And as Terraine was saying earlier, this, the year of the snake, cunning, strategy. That's why a lot of occultists use the snake as their symbol because they're using knowledge, occult knowledge. They're using strategy in order to create the transmutation of their perspective or something negative that they want to transform into something profitable or positive. So you have to look at things from a different perspective. Okay. Change your perspective and change your way of thinking about something, and you will change your frequency on it. There's just look up universal laws or the 7 universal principles. It's on the internet for free. And they'll have several books. I think the Kabbalion is one that's probably easiest to start with. Snake is the best year to focus on a lot of things. Strategy. Someone says transmuting energy, transformation, growth. Okay. You said, what's my favorite protection ritual? Knowing who I am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I think that's the best one of all. Self-actualization. Okay. I don't know. Like, do I have to explain that too? Okay. I'll use a Michael Jackson lyric to explain it. Y'all know how I love to do that. It's from the song "Wanna Be Starting Something," and it says the part where Michael Jackson says, no one can hurt me now because I know the truth. I believe in me, so you believe in you. Help me sing it. Mama say, mama say, mama kusa." That lyric and that line right there is literally self-actualization. So work on that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So if you, okay, another thing is this year is the year of money, wealth, abundance, love, and magic. You got to think very optimistic this year. You got to think very positive this year. You got to think about what you want instead of what you don't want. You got to think of what you embrace versus instead of what you fear. So stop thinking about what you fear and start thinking about what you want, what you want to see. You know, leave all that negativity in the past. Nobody cares about that. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, what if. Nobody, it's not happening. Okay? Plan what you want to happen. Think about what you want to happen versus fearing everything. People that fear everything are, let me tell y'all a secret. People that fear everything and have many superstitions are the easiest people to do magic on. Because they're mentally gonna be affected by every little thing that happens to them. They're always going to think something is happening. So, because they walk around in fear, too many superstitions, and they are scared of everything. The less fear you have, the less you're able to be affected by anybody's whatever. Okay? So remain fearless and get this money. Okay. You said how to stop living in fear, live in abundance, and live in positivity. The more you learn about something, the less you fear. The more you, whatever you fear, learn about it. It takes away most of the fear. Become a student. Never stop learning. Like if you're scared of something, learn about it. So if somebody says something, you got the answer to it already before they finish the sentence. Okay, y'all got the internet at your fingertips. Y'all got books. Learn about what you fear and the fear will go away. Okay. Why do you think they didn't let certain people learn how to read back in the old days? They didn't let women learn how to read back in the old days. They didn't let slaves learn how to read back in the old days because they needed to keep them in fear so that they can control them and dominate them. Once people learn how to read, their fears went away. The more you learn, the less you fear. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. So learn. Okay. Let me see. When you started YouTube, you mentioned you did it for intention of money. Did you ever envision how far you would become? Okay. Well, I have 2 YouTube channels. So this was my second YouTube channel. You see my YouTube plaques up there? I got 2 of them. So the first one I started to help women learn their value and their worth. The second one I started for to teach, spiritual things because people were asking me spiritual questions on my other channel. And so instead of having, everything mixed up, I started a second channel. And businesses and books and lots of things have bloomed from me starting my YouTube channels. And I think by the time I started this channel, I was able to monetize versus the other one. I hadn't monetized it for a while until I got more followers and YouTube was, getting more popular. So, yes. There are several ways that you can attract streams of income. And usually, if you manifest money or do money rituals, the easiest way for money to come to you that doesn't harm people, if that's what you put in your intention, that's how you're going to make your money. So I had streams open already to earn money, and YouTube was just one of them. So if you're going to do wealth magic or magic, you need to have ways for the money to come to you. It'll come easier the more ways that there are to come to you. So that's why I tell people open a business. Start a business, even if it's just a little Poshmark shop online or eBay or something. Have a way for stuff to be able to come to you, because if you're sitting there manifesting money and you don't have a way for it to come to you, then how's it going to get there fast? Okay, so you need to create a stream. You need to create a stream, any stream, and whatever you can start off small with nothing and grow it from there. I saw this one, I don't know if it was a TikTok or a reel going around where and it kind of made me sad. This lady, or this girl, I guess she had her first job and she got her first paycheck, and she went and bought hair. Somebody's saying hair business. She went and bought wigs or extensions or hair or something. And her mother got mad at her because she spent most of her money on this hair. And her mom was like, well, how are you going to pay bills? And how are you going to eat? And you're stupid. What are you going to do? Why did you buy all this hair? And the girl was like, well, I'm going to sell it and make more money. And the mom didn't understand because she was literally in poverty line and she was stuck in survival mode. She didn't understand that this girl was trying to start a business. And since, she still lived at home and probably didn't have to, pay bills or whatever, she was going to flip that money and get this, and start her business. But her mother was mad because, oh, you didn't offer us no rent money, or you didn't save anything. And, sometimes poverty mind has to die with the last generation, So I thought the girl was smart because she was going to flip that money and that hair money and get triple and double what she worked it for and earned. So I went under the comments and I typed, girl, get your money, start your business. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, sometimes you can't listen to people that aren't in this generation. Do you know how easy it is to make money online now versus back in the old days? There was no way to make money online. They're still thinking in the old ways. They don't understand that she can easily quadruple her earnings online just by selling the hair that she invested in. It's called an investment for business. But a lot of people don't understand that. And so those are the negative, poverty-minded type of people that you shouldn't really tell your business to. You should just work in silence, you know. So, and a lot of people don't realize that the world is rapidly changing, technology is rapidly changing, and it's so easy now to make money that a lot of parents or a lot of grandparents or a lot of older people are not going to understand that, and they're going to constantly try to pound their old ways into the youth, and it's just not going to work. Okay? So, let people figure it out because obviously they know what they're doing. You said her mama is slow. Well, her mama just knew survival. She didn't know, what this girl obviously did. So, the parents did their job by raising the child. Now the child has to go further than the parents. That's how it's supposed to be. They're supposed to make more. They're supposed to outdo. You said, how do you make money without showing your face? Get a cat. Girl, get you a cat. Sir, get you a cat. Make a cat Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok. The cats be getting millions of views. Or do knowledge videos. A lot of people do knowledge videos and never show their face. They just talk, make a little slideshow, or do some type of, behind the scenes thing. I don't know. Okay. You said you watch cat videos. I know a lot of people watch them videos. That's why they're so successful. So yeah, Magic as far as love. We've been talking about money. Let's talk about love because I know a lot of y'all are looking for love. And I always say it goes hand in hand. Money and love go hand in hand. I know that's crazy, but it's true. Um, because there's no romance without finance. So that's why you need both. Understand that. Because one won't last without the other. Okay. Okay. Y'all hear that rain? It's loud. I don't know if y'all can hear it because I have like the microphone like to stop background noises, but it's loud. You said you heard about that too, that story about the girl selling her hair? Yes. I hope she sold that hair and earned more than her mama. See, mama, I told you. Yes. It's snowing there? Oh. Okay, you say you're just looking for buddy. Okay, so love. Back in the old days, when people were like looking for love and doing love spells and money spells and love spells for, do love spells for men or women or whoever you're trying to attract to want to properly love you. That means provide, make sure you're good, not like having to struggle, no struggle love. Okay. So make sure you're attracting the right types of love because someone, may have infatuation, but love takes care of the ones that they love. Okay. I think the most important thing about love is to understand is it if it's conditional or non-conditional. And that's where you need to really have a wake-up call. What type of love you're attracting? Is it conditional or unconditional? And a lot of times women especially think that they want somebody's love to be unconditional, but theirs is not unconditional. So, y'all have to remember that. Most people's love, as far as men and women are concerned, it does not start off unconditional. It may end up that way years and decades down the road after you dang near lived together for decades and you're like family, but not in the beginning. So, sprinkle, sprinkle. You literally changed my brain chemistry. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. How to stay positive when struggling. Take the word struggling out of your vocabulary. Take it out. When you're referring to your situation. Okay, you can use it, but don't use it when referring to your situation. You know what I mean? Choose another word. For example, like when you're talking about whatever is going on, talk about it as if it's already been solved or it's being solved. So, for example, if you have an issue, say, "Oh, I'm actively entertaining solutions to blah 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 blah." You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But no, don't ever speak those words onto your own situation because that's not what you want. So you could start off by changing your vocabulary when you talk about your situations or you talk about yourself. That's huge because it's going to change your frequency. Speak highly of yourself and what you're doing versus negatively. Because what you're doing is you're changing your perspective, you're changing your frequency, and you're changing everyone's frequency around you that's listening to you so that they are thinking more positive of your situation as you are. So that's going to raise your frequency right away. But if you keep continuously spreading like negative information about your situation. People are going to do the opposite and feel negative about your situation, which is going to bring the frequency even lower. And it's going to make it a harder time. So you want to speak positive. You say you like to say, I'm financially up and coming. I know that's right. Sake. Always. I'm constantly increasing my financials daily, constantly in abundance. That can mean you found a penny on the floor, and yes, tomorrow you might find two. But they think you're talking big money. And so that's what you're going to start to attract, because that's what they're going to be vibrating. That's what you're going to be vibrating. It's the same thing as a rich person carrying a fake purse and people think it's real. Okay. So same energy, magic. They call it glamour magic. The glamour. So one of the biggest forms of magic is glamour magic, because it changes the frequency and the perception of things. And when you can do that, and you can fool people and you can fool frequencies, that's transmutation. That's alchemy. Okay. So that's why a lot of people consider certain glamours or things that change the perception, magic or witchcraft, because it changes the frequency. Okay. Okay. Bro says, thank you so much for everything that you do. I've watched your older videos and have learned so much. I was manifesting a spiritual mentor teacher for a while, and then I ran into your videos and you are live. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, you have a little cat on there. I have a cat that looks like that. The tuxedo cat. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat. Okay. So y'all have to understand this. There is no such thing. Like, if you know who you are, and I have to keep reminding y'all of this, because y'all keep forgetting, or y'all didn't know in the first place, because some of y'all are new. So welcome if you're new. The best way to transmute anything against you is to understand that everything works in your favor. Do that spell. So no matter what, everything always works in your favor, and you're going to get better, more beautiful, this, and that. So whatever, they say, whatever comes against you, you can transmute that energy into the type of energy you want. So if negative energy comes towards you, you can literally filter it or transmute it into positive energy to make you even more beautiful. But energy is energy. Take it, transmute it into, use it for what you want. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Remember, energy is transmutable. How it comes to you is not how you need to use it if you don't want to use it that way. It's just like, think about water. Somebody can give you some dirty water, but if you have a water filter or a water purifier, you got water. You got free bottled water right there. Okay. Transmute, redirect, and create what you want. So if you think of everything like energy, how many fans of Nikola Tesla out there? Okay. If you think of everything as energy, and it's yours to wield, and it's yours to transmute, no matter what type of energy people are sending your way, it's yours and it's free, and you can do with it what you want. So you become the alchemist. You create whatever you need to create out of whatever energy is being sent your way, and use it for your, benefit. That's what I do. Okay. Yes. You said, I also have a good video on transmuting fear and negative thoughts. Exactly. You got to learn how to use the law. That's one of my favorite laws, the laws of transmutation, because it gives you the power. Okay. Use the energy as fuel and redirect it to something that you want to fuel. That's literally it. Okay. Alchemy is not that hard if you think positive. In fact, most things are easy if you think positive. Things get more complicated the more negative you become. So stay positive and things stay simple. Um, like for example, like I think before anyone ever practices any type of magic, I think self-actualization is very important because it boosts your self-confidence and your self-esteem in being able to use, all this knowledge and information. So I would always suggest learning the universal laws first, the seven universal laws or the seven universal principles in alchemy, and knowing thyself. That's the first two things y'all need to do in order to have the level of confidence, in order to properly use this knowledge and to wield that energy into something, prosperous. Okay. You shouldn't be practicing out of fear, out of lack, or out of any of those negative things. You should only be practicing out of gain, prosperity, and knowledge. hmm And I think that that's what we need to focus on in this year and all years, basically, but especially this year since it's the year of nine, like Terraine was saying earlier. Your manifestations are going to be more powerful. Um, so make sure you're staying very positive and using your knowledge to profit and not to stay in fear. Okay, because knowledge can be used in so many different ways. You can learn a lot, but you can learn enough to just stay in fear, or you can learn enough to learn how to transmute stuff to work in your favor. Okay, some people stop at learning things and fearing things and what if that, and how do I do this, and what if that. Some people stop there. But if you keep going, you're going to learn how to create the life you actually want and transcend all of that fear. Okay. Self actualization is knowing exactly your power and your ability to create the life that you want. It's learning how to transform energy into something that's beneficial to you or situations. Is there a correlation between not eating meat and the third eye opening awareness? I could have sworn I got downloads because I stopped eating meat for a week. Da, da, da. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It does allow you to vibrate higher on a frequency because you're not digesting as much, different types of energy. So a lot of people do fasting. A lot of people stop eating meat because it does allow you to vibrate higher on a frequency because your body is not using as much energy digesting food. Okay, so you have, more energy to, to wield. All right. Um, sprinkle, sprinkle. Educating yourself, trying 2 years, but no changes yet. Okay. That's because you're on a timeline. It's supposed to be a lifelong journey. And when it happens, it happens. And if you think positive, you're going to get positive results. It's not a task. There's no deadline. It's a lifelong way of living. You know what I'm saying? This you don't check in and you don't say, okay, well, how am I doing? You just do it. Okay. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like you just do it. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of thinking. You don't try to think of one way for a week and then go check it back and see if it worked. You have to change everything. You have to change your frequency. Okay. Mhm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Keep learning and keep growing and keep positive thinking. Uh, the more you learn, the more you'll see. You said recognize what is happening and appreciate it, the good in it. Exactly. Look for the good in things. Look for the silver lining in things. Look for the way you can benefit in things. Because look, different people are going to see situations different. One person that's very positive and money minded will see a situation and see how to get rich off of it. Another person that's a negative thinker and thinks in lack will see a situation and develop fear and a lot of stuff to complain about or see nothing but problems. So you're seeing the same exact situation, but your mind is what is going to determine w- the outcome of the situation for you. Because think about this. Let's say you have some type of issue or there's a big issue somewhere and a group of people all are facing the same issue. One is going to thrive, one is not, one might, unless they teach each other. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I think this year is going to be all about, is also teaching. So it teaching people how to think, or not how to think, not what to think, is going to be very crucial, and allowing people to thrive and benefit from whatever situation comes at them. So that's why I also have this channel, and as well as my other channel, because I don't tell people what to think. I tell them how to think. So whatever situation they come across, they can apply this knowledge of how to think in order to transmute that energy into something beneficial. Hmm. Um, Let me see. Yeah, if y'all join the Patreon, I check the one that's connected, for this channel. I do check that Patreon like maybe every 2 weeks, because there's not too many people writing me on there. But if y'all are gonna write me on there, I'll definitely start checking it more often. He said how to get rid of the fear and mental blockages while practicing if you grew up in a strict religion household. Throw the whole thing away. Okay. Remember, religion was created to control. And the best thing that you can do is unlearn it and reteach yourself the way that you would like to think and vibrate on this planet. So just throw the whole thing away. Remember, knowing something and believing in it are two different things. Okay. Learning something, but believing in it are two different things. You can still have all the knowledge that your religious books and texts taught, but you don't have to believe it. Just like you can believe something, but never really learn it, because that's most religions. Most people believe their religion, but never took the time to learn it properly. You learn the religion, you probably won't believe it anymore because you'll start to see why it was put in place. Okay, you'll start to see through the veil of why the religion was created in the first place, to control people, to easily take over lands, to dominate over, certain types of people or women. You'll start to see it'll unfold, and you can literally unlearn it the more you learn about religion instead of believing in it. Okay? Learn the history of why your religion even exists, and you will probably not even be bothered by it anymore. Okay. Become a historic become a history student of your religion, and you will learn to let it go very easily. It's a journey. And if you've been religious for a long time, it is a journey in order to learn how to let things go. But having the knowledge is still good, but learning to let it go as far as a belief system, it is a journey. So you're going to have to replace a lot of the stuff that you know with the history of why the religion even exists. And that will be very helpful in unlearning or the beliefs that you were taught. Mhm. Mhm. Now, not everybody that, practices magic or, manifests believes the same things because everything is a personal journey. Because your perspective is very unique and yours alone, you know? So, if you see things one way and someone else sees them a different way, as long as it works for you, it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter what the other person's perspective is if yours is working. Okay? Yeah, you create your own thing. So, if this works for that person, great. If this works for you, great. The whole point is it's working. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, how do you get out of analysis paralysis? Hear that rhyme. The best way is to ground yourself or focus on something else. So if you're constantly analyzing everything, are you getting paid to do that, ma'am? Look at your energy and time as, are you getting paid to do something? Unless you're getting paid to analyze everything, stop, ma'am, because you're working for free. Unless you're writing a book, ma'am, don't do it. Don't work for free. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. You said time is money. Exactly. If you're not getting paid to analyze stuff, stop doing it. If you like analyzing stuff, find a way to get paid for it. There go the answer right there. And you can get some money. All right. You said the Kardashians are on IG paying to God. Okay. There are many gods. Uh, sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't know to tell you. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Your environment is very bad. Okay, I'm so sorry for you. Ruru world. You helped me learn. I create your reality. It difficult, but everything work out for highest good. Any tips on how to keep up mindset? See your future, see where you want to end up, and see how you got there in your imagination. And then now you know what to do. You know, I talk about that in one of my books. Manifesting with magic and dark cosmic energy. It should be linked in the description bar. See yourself where you want to be or where you see yourself in the future, and then backtrack until the present and see how you got there. All right. See what moves you had to make. Use your imagination and your creativity, and you're going to unfold the way to get there. Okay. It's kind of like reading the last page of a book before you start your story. So it's like this. Go to the end of the book. Whoa, this is a good ending. Yes. This is just the beginning to the sequel. Great. Okay, now I know what I got to do. So let me start to read from the beginning because I already know I'm going to be successful and everything else. Let me go ahead and read that. It's going to up your confidence. It's going to let you know that everything turns out right no matter what, period. And you're like, well, I wonder how I got there. I bet I did this. I bet I did that. You know, it allows you to kind of like make educated guesses or hypotheses on, you know, where the decisions that you're going to make in life. So it allows you to see kind of like your higher self. It's like a self-actualization. You know where you're going to end up. You know where you're supposed to be. Now go on the journey and get there. Ain't no good story, boring and blah, and say she walked in a straight line to success. Got to have some action in there. Some good old transmutation. Everything works in your favor type stuff. You know, how everything pans out in your favor. That's some good writing right there. Okay. So create your own story. See your own future and see how you got there. Now, like once you okay, and there's levels to things. Like I watched the movie Nosferatu, which is like the remake of Dracula, the one from 1992, but they remade it and they call it Nosferatu and then tweaked a little, you know, a few details. But I was watching that movie in the theater, and what I learned is that what you focus on is what you're going to attract and what you're going to bring upon you. So focus on what you want. I liked how they made that movie more like symbolic, metaphorical. Anyway, than the one from 1992. So I feel focus on what it is that you want. What do you want? Success, happiness, love, wealth, knowledge, all of the above. Focus on that. Stop focusing on like silly superstitions. Stop focusing on what someone else is doing. If it ain't getting you no money or it ain't getting you closer to your goal, stop focusing on it. Okay? Focus on what it is you want, and that's what you're going to attract. There's no need of talking about something if it's not beneficial to you. It's wasting your breath. Think about it. Think about your energy and your focus as money. Are you going to waste it on silly stuff? Don't do it. Okay. I'm serious. If you ever needed to stop focusing on negative things, treat your focus and your energy and your attention like money. And you will only focus on what's prosperous for you instead of what's not. So, for example, this is how you can exercise, you know, this way of thinking. If you're thinking about something, and after you think about it, if there's not a way for you to earn money from it, you wasted your time. If there's not a way for you to learn something and benefit from it, or teach someone else something that's beneficial to them and you've wasted your time. Okay, especially in magic or anything. Now, if you're talking about like a relationship, if it's not benefiting the relationship and your bond or the frequency between you and another person, it's a waste of time. Treat it like money, and you're going to see how fast you'll prosper. Okay. If you're sitting there over there talking on the phone to somebody for hours about nothing and you're not getting paid for it, waste of time, waste of energy, waste of money, lack. If you're brainstorming and coming up with ideas and writing stuff down, and when you get off the phone, you implement it, and the next day you see money being earned or potential money being earned, that was lucrative, right? But like if you sit on the phone and gossip all day and da 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 da, you're wasting time and energy. So treat every situation and everything that you do magically and, just in everyday life as if it's spending money. And you're not going to waste a lot of time on things that are not important or beneficial. Okay? Because if you're around certain types of people, you can see them waste a lot of time and energy on nothing. And you're not going to want to be around those type of people very long because they're not prosperous and they're wasting energy and time. And yours is precious. So they're not going to respect yours either because they waste theirs. And this is when you run into a lot of, you know, when people don't get along, when they don't respect your time and energy and they waste it. It's going to be hard to get along with those type of people because your values are different when it comes to time and energy. So be smart on who you hang around. And that's another way to practice money magic too. And it teaches you financial, when you treat time and energy and whatever you're doing like you're spending money, it also teaches you financial intelligence. So it's a way to also learn financial intelligence. If it's not making money, it ain't making sense, get out of the way, go do something positive that's beneficial. If not, refocus the energy or the attention somewhere else. So like let's say you win the lottery and you don't know how to spend that money wisely and you're just going to waste it on doing stupid stuff, right? You're going to be broke next week or next month. But if you spend it wisely and you make good choices on how you spend it, how you spend it and how you invest it and what you choose to do with it and how you choose to spend your time and energy, you're going to be able to triple and double and flip that money into prosperity versus, wasting it and then being, in lack very soon after. That's why a lot of people that win the lottery never keep their money because they never learn how to use money properly. So a good way to learn financial intelligence is to treat everything as if it's spending money. Because money literally just is energy. So if you're too lazy or don't have enough time or don't have a good teacher or don't know any good books to read on financial intelligence, treat your energy like it's money and you will literally teach yourself. Okay? Just like Leonardo da Vinci was self-taught in nature because he couldn't go to university because he was born out of wedlock. So they didn't allow him to go to university back in the old days. He just went out in nature and he was self-taught by how life works, how nature works. He studied energy, he studied reproduction, he studied nature, he studied this. And through all of that study and applying that knowledge in different ways, he became a genius. So use that as a way to learn financial intelligence. If you don't have any books or you don't think that you'll be interested in learning that, just treat everything as if you're spending money and only spend it wisely to where you're going to get it back even more or that it's not being wasted. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for being on the live today. I don't come here very often, but when I do enjoy it, and I do enjoy getting y'all's good questions and helping y'all out. I know some of y'all are from my other channel, so thank y'all for being over here and learning some stuff over here as well. I teach a lot of the same stuff similarly, but with a different message because, it all applies if you can apply the knowledge. A lot of people found this channel through the other channel, and a lot of people are happy that they found this channel too. So I'm glad that y'all like this one as well. Or some of y'all are day ones and found this channel first. But I appreciate y'all. Thanks. Okay. You said the message is in the magic, baby. Okay, Critic Chronicle, sprinkle, sprinkle, yes. So if y'all found this channel first, thank you. Let me know. I'm glad that y'all are still on here and still like are catching the lives every time I go live. But I, I always say I'm gonna try to go live more often on this channel, but I feel like a lot of people don't like. I don't know. Maybe this year will be different because a lot of people are looking for more deeper knowledge. It is the year of the snake, and snakes also represent knowledge. So this probably, this channel is most likely going to increase as well. Thank you, Kate. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Honoring the divine feminine. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. You said you watch my Michael Jackson decoding videos. Thank you. It's always nice to find a subject that intrigues your interest and enables you to, decode and find symbolism and things like that in order to teach, because I think it's always fun to teach using different methods and different ways and examples. You said, yes, your year of the snake. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Riri World. You said found you from the other channel. Yes. Thank y'all for at least I thank y'all for subscribing here too. But also, don't forget, how you think has a lot to do with, your life and what you're going to create. So think good thoughts about yourself and your own situation. You said any tips to manifest a job? I don't know how old you are, but I just, I don't like manifesting jobs. I like manifesting businesses, money, increased wealth. I don't like working for other people. So but you can manifest pretty much anything if you are, very positive in whatever you're doing. So I prefer manifesting my own money and all the profits. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. You say you missed my decoding videos. You learned so much. Oh, thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I always say if you're trying to increase your income, no matter what it is, do a money spell, do a money candle, green candle, money spell, whatever, money ritual. I have a bunch of them on this channel. I don't know if you can get it as being a member, but a green candle, you can look up money spells pretty much anywhere online, or if you have a spell book, but continuously do your research and learn. And I would just say do a money spell, do it on Thursday, get you some good ingredients, get you a candle, and really vibrate and feel what it is you're trying to manifest. Okay. Or you can mentally do it and just manifest, write it down, whatever. However you do your magic, you have to be really focused and believe that it's possible. And being self-actualized will definitely help your manifesting. Knowing who you are and, what you are and what you're capable of. Cheryl. And, I don't like to speak limits. I like to speak limitless. That way things can come from any direction that is beneficial to you. And those that, that you care about. Yes. I don't like to put limits on stuff. That's why having several streams of income allows more money to come to you faster and in many, many ways. Thank you, Jada girl. What elixir would a beginner start from on your Etsy? Phase 1. There's phase 1s. Just click on it and read the descriptions. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Everyone always starts off on their phase 1. Okay. Advice on getting rid of repetitive violent dreams. Um, whatever you're dreaming about that's violent towards you, I think it's like something that's unresolved or some type of fear that is behind it. Um, try mugwort tea or mugwort incense before you go to bed. See what happens. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's nasty if you drink it without any sweetener or honey, so be careful. It's might want to just burn it like an incense before you go to bed. Okay, did I miss a super chat? Hold on. Okay, no, I got it. All right. So I talk about this sometimes on my videos. You don't have to have one belief system. You don't have to even believe everything you know, but you can implement that belief at a certain time if it's needed to transmute a thought or to think a certain way. This is what true magic is. Okay. Don't get caught with limits, be limitless. I think there was another saying that I read somewhere earlier today. I can't remember what it was, but don't get caught up in belief systems. Don't get caught up in labels. Use everything to your benefit. Oh, I remember the song now. Okay. Where are my Michael Jackson fans? The song Jam. If you listen to the lyrics of that song, it's basically telling you to use everything. Use every belief system. Use everything that you know, knowledge-wise, belief-wise, spiritual-wise, to wield your knowledge and magic to get what you want. And then, of course, the self-actualization again at the end of that song, where he says, I just want you to recognize me in the temple. I found peace within myself. Okay, so a lot of his songs, will go through all this, and then you'll hear his self-actualization lyric in there. Da, 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 da. He's a good person to study his lyrics if you like alchemy or magic. So honestly, jam is like a jam of all the frequencies, of all the knowledge, of all the belief systems, of all the religions, of all the everything. Apply them where you can benefit. You don't have to stick with one. You can use all of it. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. You don't have to be a label. You don't have to be a religion. You don't even have to believe the stuff that you're using to transmute your thoughts with. You just have to know it. Okay. So, for example, you can be an atheist, but you can use the Bible to get your point across in order to benefit from a situation. Right? I do it all the time. And I'm not, I don't believe in religion, but I'll use it if it'll benefit me. So use everything to create the life that you want, whether you believe it or not. If you can use it to create, if you can use it to transmute, if you can use it to change the perspective, if you can use it to wield some type of magic, use it. That's my opinion on religion. It's to be used because people use it to control you. So you can use it to benefit from it as well, even if you don't believe it. Mm-hmm. Let me tell y'all something. Believing something and applying the knowledge of something that you learned is literally the same thing. Because if you go to school and people could take something totally fictional and teach it to you for 4 years and hand you a degree and a piece of paper and say you are now certified and degreed in this subject, you're going to take that degree and that piece of paper and you're going to wield it as if it has some magical powers. And whatever you learned or memorized in those 4 to 9 years or 12 years in school, in college, you're going to apply that knowledge as if you believe it. Okay? Versus if you were brought up in a religion for all your life and you were reading your religious text and you applied the knowledge and whatever you learned from your religious text and you believed it and you know were very faithful in it, you're still going to go in with the same amount of belief in that text, in that religion, as someone who went to school, became a scholar, got degreed in whatever they got degreed in. They're going to believe it with the same fervor. So knowing and believing, very similar. But one is free and one is not. That's why the first form of knowledge was an ancient Kemet was a scribe. Like the first person to study was a scribe, and they would write down all this information and record all the knowledge and stuff like that. They were scribes. Okay. And they recorded all the religion, all the spirituality. They made sure it had metaphor. They made sure that it had symbolism because they created the religion. So you got to have knowledge of the cosmos. You got to have knowledge of metaphor. You got to have knowledge of symbolism before you can even create a religion. So the knowledge is always going to be first before the religion, because you have to learn before you can create something in order to control something. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And a lot of people don't realize that. But if you really sit and think about it, the first people on earth didn't have nothing to learn from except for nature. And that's not a religion. Okay, thank y'all. Okay, I answered all the super chats. Thank y'all. Okay, let me read some of y'all's questions. He said alchemist magic, yes. If I'm using anything, it's going to be transmuted into something that is going to benefit me. So it doesn't even matter what it is. Everything is energy. Everything is a tool. Everything is to be wielded in your way, no matter what it is. Okay. It's kind of like law. Like you got a good lawyer, they're going to do research this, and that. They're going to use a negative case that people may find controversial to win a case. You know what I'm saying? They're going to use examples from this and that. They're going to pull from everything. They're not going to limit themselves, you know? So it's the same thing with religion. Imagine all these law books and different cases and different this versus that as different religions or different beliefs. You're going to pull from all of it to win your case. That's why there's lots of magical words in, the law, legalese or whatever, because it's just like pulling from everything. It's just like an alchemist. And you don't have to believe this. You don't have to believe your client. You don't have to agree with the outcome of something, but you can use it to win your case. All you got to do is know it, apply it, change the perspective of the jury, and you win. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Back in the old days, before they had that type of stuff, they would just go by the Bible and people would just die. Or they would just go by whatever holy book and people would just get killed if people didn't agree. Now you can literally pull from everything in the law. Just like you can pull from everything in spirituality and religion and alchemy and magic. That's there for you to win your case or to wield your magic. So just think of it like that. Be self-actualized. See yourself as the one that's able to gather the knowledge and apply it without being trapped in the superstitions of things. Okay? All right. Thank you. Y'all, it's so windy outside. You said, when did my interest in magic energies begin? When I was very little, and I think I've always seen things from a different perspective, and I've always had this type of thinking. So since I was a very, very young child. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm in my upstairs little office. This is my little magical office up here. This is where I do all my stuff. I have like lots of different rooms in my house. Okay. If y'all are my day ones, y'all have seen this room many times. Yeah, we used to be up here every day for hours. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think whatever your superstitions are, if they change your frequency on how you feel about a certain thing and it's helpful to you, I think it's helpful. So, you know what I mean? And you don't have to tell anybody about it. If it works for you, it works for you. You said, can you manifest a certain husband, or is that wrong? I don't know. And are they manifesting you too at the same time? Because, that's one thing about manifesting people that you got to understand. Are they manifesting you at the same time? Or are they manifesting someone else? Because you can manifest a husband all you want, but if he manifesting another woman, you're going to have some problems. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. What is your suggestion on starting a boutique? To just start it and make sure you're not losing no money? Find an investor that's just gonna give you the money and not ask you to pay it back. Yes, find you a sponsor, get your money, start you a boutique, sell stuff that people wanna buy, advertise, and good luck. Okay. You said they only see the husband part. Yeah, y'all gotta be careful when y'all are doing spells and manifesting people, because they might be manifesting other people. Then y'all gonna have a bunch of people looking at each other crazy. Okay. Hmm. Okay. You say you keep looking at my MJ. That's a painting. So I bought that. Um, I bought that painting. I was at a bar one day, and they in the bar they sometimes feature different artwork from different artists. And I went in there because they switch it out like every week or every couple of weeks. And luckily I came on a week where they had the Michael Jackson painting, and I bought it right then and there. I said, give it to me. I have to have it. I don't even know how much I paid for it, but I bought it. Um, so it's by an artist. MB, whoever that is. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mhm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Did I ever try to manifest MJ? um, a lot of stuff. I don't really share a lot of stuff about certain people or certain things sometimes, because a lot of stuff is, a lot of people are like their privacy and stuff. So, I have talked about a lot of people that I've met and all this kind of stuff online, or how I've manifested this and how I manifested that, never thinking that I would ever meet them or that they would find me online because, sorry, that's the funny thing. Back in the days before I had a lot of followers and, people watching my videos, I would just talk about whoever, whenever, when I met them, what I think of them. And now I actually have spoken to some of them. um, and a lot of the stuff that I had said maybe had been said like 10 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago. So it's kind of funny, right? So, um, I think I've manifested a lot of people into my life, just by speaking their names. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So you said, love that. Yes. I have gotten lots of DMs from lots of people that I never thought that I would get DMs from. Okay. So I have to be more mindful of, naming people, because we have people out there screen recording and posting up, or we have lots of people watching. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say you don't want no man. I need a provider. I love myself enough. Okay, pretty page. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. You said people judging. Yeah. You see, I'm the type of person that, like, I don't really care if, like, I want to talk to somebody based on their knowledge, because that's more impressive to me than your bank account, because everybody can get money. Anybody can get money. It's a monkey can get money. I like to know how people think, how they transmute things, how they view the world, their perspective. I like to see how clever people are, how smart and intelligent they are, how they interpret things. That's something that would be, cool for me. I don't care, like, if you're famous or rich, because anybody can get famous on TikTok these days, and anybody can get money online these days. I like to know how people think. Yes, you got to pay for stuff. If you're, with someone, yes, you got to be the man, you got to be the provider. But after all of that, I need to know how you think, because it's not a turn on if you have nothing up here mentally going on. You're not interesting to me if you're blah and what I call what do they call them people? NPC people? I don't know. Fake filler people. If you're a fake filler person and you have nothing to talk about and you're just blah, like, don't waste time. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to benefit me mentally or monetarily, I don't have time for you. So that's how I deal with people. Um, you said NPC? Yeah. That's how I deal with people. Like deep conversations with meaningful knowledge, wisdom, and perspective is something that I value. If you ain't talking about nothing, then I don't want to talk. And I'm not talking about stupid stuff either, like, like conspiracy stuff. That comes with it later on, but that's not how it starts off. Everybody has a conspiracy theory. But if you can't back it up with science or information that's, you know, credible, then it's just, theory. You say you don't want to be the smartest in the room. Teach me so I can grow. um, I like multi-dimensional thinkers. Uh-oh, Princess Hannah, sprinkle, sprinkle. I loved your interview with Mistress Isabel. Thank you for being an ally forever. Vanity, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, ma'am, Princess Hannah. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I try not to limit myself with what I do. And a lot of people always have problems with me choosing what it is exactly I want to do and when I want to do things. I lost a lot of followers on Instagram because I chose to do that, but I don't care because those weren't my real followers anyway. Um, they were brainwashed people, and like I said, I teach people how to think, not what to think, and I don't like NPCs. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said that interview was funny. Thank you, girl. Okay. So yes, some of the things that I choose to do are beneficial still because I don't have to deal with certain people that are not on the same frequency anymore either. So I get rid of a lot of people that are very limited in their thinking when I do certain things. That's why I do them. Because you got to get rid of you have to get rid of certain types of people because it's not gonna allow you to vibrate as high as you could. Okay. Anyway, sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. The difference between like social media, like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, people come to find you on YouTube. They seek you out, or they type in something and a video pops up and they choose to click on you and listen to what you have to say. But you kind of don't have a choice on social media if you're just scrolling. It's just going to be suggested or on your For You page. And you might hear something you might like, but you don't know the person. You don't know them personally from choosing to subscribe to their channel, from choosing to watch their videos, from choosing to get to know them on another level. A lot of times people don't know what I stand for, what I support, what I don't support. They just assume that I have the same beliefs as them. And when they find out that I don't, they want to take offense to something that, they took too seriously. You know what I mean? So it's all good if people don't agree with everything that I say. But remember, when you scroll on social media, you know, not everybody that you scroll upon are going to have the same beliefs as you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the super sticker, Miss Ma'am. Okay. You said you hate all them TikTok social justice warrior people. I know, and they ain't even getting paid to do it. That's the dumb part. Okay. Hmm. Thank you. I appreciate that. They were mad you weren't worried about things going on. Yeah. You know what? If I worried about everything going on, I wouldn't have the time to live my own life. You know what I mean? That's not my job. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Everybody has their purpose. Everybody has their way of living. You can't force stuff upon people. You just can't. Nobody cares to be forced, forced upon something. You just got to let people do what they choose to do, what they want to do, what they're drawn to. That's where they're going to be their most passionate anyway. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, these are necklaces. You just purchased Oud of Wealth? Okay, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I hope you like it. Um, you said manifest every day. Gratitude every day is also a way of manifesting more of what you're thankful for as well. So every morning before I wake up or while I'm waking up, I try to think of all the things that I'm thankful for or, that I'm grateful for. And then I get more things to be grateful for throughout the day or throughout however long. But I do appreciate everything that I have, everything that I'm grateful for. Um, I'm happy with everything that I currently have. I think that's one of the reasons why, if you're grateful for a lot of stuff, you don't really feel the need to continuously, you know, do or try to, look like you have this or look like you have that because you're grateful for everything you do have and you know how to use it to benefit and to gain and to profit. I think I had this Kanye West meme that I found where it said, "This new generation is more obsessed with looking successful versus really being successful." And I think that's a lot of problem that we have today, especially on social media, looking successful versus really being successful. Okay. And I think a lot of people need to learn that first and foremost, because you have too many people out here just trying to look successful, but have no idea how to become successful. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hmm. And we've seen it. We've seen so many people look successful and then come to find out they're not. So, I mean, that's why I say create your own way of thinking, create your own system of doing things. If it works for you and it's beneficial for you, that's all you need to worry about. You don't have to follow what everyone else is doing if it doesn't work for you. If something doesn't work for you, you don't have to follow it. You create your own personal way of doing things. That's what I do. A lot of people that have social media, they will hire social media managers. They will hire people to tell them how to make videos, when to record, when to drop, hire people to edit, subjects to talk about, have certain guests on, mix it all up, put your brand on this, da 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 da, da, package it, and then, sell it. No, that's to me so impersonal and it doesn't allow the freedom to do what you want when you want and to go in any direction you choose to at any given time. And so that's why I've never done that. And it just allows you to be able to do whatever you want when you want. So you get more freedom when you stay, personalized instead of branding yourself. You said non-playable character. Yeah, don't become an NPC. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said I look like Vanity. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, Vanity was pretty. I'll take that. A sprinkle, sprinkle. Tips on mirror magic. Um, I think mirror magic is literally another dimension. Like a mirror is literally another dimension and then another perspective. So you're just amplifying the magic that you're doing into more than just this reality or this dimension. So, what about when you see yourself in the man you love? What do you mean, see yourself in the man I love? I don't know what that means. Maybe you love aspects about him that remind you of yourself. I don't know. Okay. Uh, You said what? What about when you okay, I already read that one. Tool spells you recommend so when you bet. Bet what? I don't bet. um you said how do you become an NPC? I don't know. I think it's just a term that people use to describe very blah, dense people that don't seem like they have a purpose. That's what I use it for. You ever met someone like that? Like a filler person that doesn't have anything like interesting about them. They're blah, they're boring, like just very nonchalant and that's what I call NPCs. They have no interests. They're very like do what they're told, just like a robot basically. Okay, bruh. Thank you. What are some candle magic basics a beginner to candle magic should know? Color magic. So candles vary by color. So like I'm burning this green one for, you know, wealth and prosperity. You would use like red or pink for love and romance. So learn your color magic with your candles. Put your intention into the spell work that you're doing when you light the candle. The candle is like a physical reminder of your manifestation. So as it's burning, that's your manifestation, you know, slowly but surely, doing what it got to do. Some people dress their candles with oils and herbs and all this kind of stuff because it amplifies the frequency of the magic of the candle. The fire represents the energy that you're putting out into the universe. Okay, so just understand it like that from a scientific perspective, and it'll kind of be easier to understand, candle magic. Um, Whatever you believe is going to work, that's what's going to work. And I don't know how many times I got to tell people this for them to understand. If you believe it's going to work, it's going to work. If you believe it's going to work, it's going to work, good or bad. I'm just going to tell you that. It's all about your frequency. So I could literally make something up off the top of my head and tell you that it's going to work if you do it. And as long as you believe and you put your intention and your frequency raises by doing it and you believe that it's going to work and your mind is saying that it's going to work because you did a certain thing, then it's going to work. Some people need that in order to properly manifest because they don't believe in themselves. So if I give you something and I tell you, turn around 3 times and twerk on this quarter, and you're going to be super rich. If you really believe that and do it, and all of a sudden you start getting money left and right, you're going to, your faith in yourself and your own belief in your ability to do magic or manifest is going to increase, right? Because you don't believe in yourself, but you believe in someone else. That's the whole reason religion was created. Because you don't believe in yourself enough, because a lot of people aren't self-actualized. But when you become self-actualized, you know what you got to do. Okay? This is the difference between self-actualization, belief, and searching. Everybody's on a different level on their own path. So if you're on the self-actualization path, you're going to be teaching yourself things about yourself, what to do, how to believe in yourself, who you are, know thyself. If you're on a magical journey path, you're going to be learning about herbs, candles and spell work and all this kind of stuff, right? If you're on another path for manifesting, you're going to learn how to manifest and use law of attraction and all this kind of stuff. You combine them all together and do what you got to do. Believe what you need to believe when you need to believe it. Know what you need to know when you need to know it. Also, remain self-actualized so that you know the power is within and it's all you. Because a lot of people don't realize it's all mental and all self-actualized. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you go find someone who does, and you get information from them. And then you think because you did what they told you to do and it worked for them, it's going to work for you. So you got to be self-actualized to be the most powerful as far as manifesting or doing magic. Self-actualize is knowing your own power, and all is mental. Study universal law and alchemy and transmutation. Spiritual alchemy, mental alchemy, transmutation. That's how you're going to be self-actualized. Know thyself. You said, is it unclassy for famous women to go full nude? Do people treat them like pervs after? You know what? A person's body is their own body. If they want to do what they want to do, let them do it. If they're not ashamed, why should you be? Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't really think they care about being classy or unclassy. I think they care about the reaction that they get from people, which is also a form of glamour magic. So it depends on your reason for doing something. What's the reason behind it? I don't think they're too rich to care about if they're classy or not classy. They're trying to get reaction, conversation, Okay. You said how to remove evil eye or hexes. Well, if you believe in that stuff, you got to believe in it in order to believe that it can be removed. So, you know what I mean? Temporarily, if you believe in it. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Unless I'm teaching about it, or you're like just teaching the knowledge and the history behind different cultures that believe in that. I don't really believe in the superstitions of different cultures. I believe that people believe it and they have to unbelieve it in order for it to be removed. You know what I'm saying? So if you believe those things, someone who also believes will tell you the remedy, and then you will go do it, and then you will unbelieve it. That's literally it. Okay. You said it can't affect you if you don't believe, you give it energy. Exactly. You need the answer because you believe. You need someone who you think believes to give you the answer so that you can unbelieve or undo the belief. Literally, that's all it is. How to get rid of limiting thoughts. Understand that all things that you have learned are a system that has been taught by other people, and it is up to you to believe it or not. Everything is a choice. Okay. You said, so it's spiritual pimping pretty much. Yep. That's why you have to be open-minded enough to believe everything and nothing at the same time. Mhm. If you believe something, that's what it's gonna be. If you don't believe it, then it has no power. Now, the perspective that you choose to look at something from also creates a way of thinking and a frequency. So, your belief creates a frequency. Your belief will lead to your frequency change. Your frequency change will lead to what you're attracting, and that's how that works. So, whatever, if you are vibrating in fear, you're going to attract things that you fear. If you're vibrating in abundance, you're going to attract things that bring you abundance. If you're vibrating in whatever superstition that you're vibrating and believing at the time, that's what you're going to attract. So choose to vibrate on the level that the thing that you want to attract or the situation that you want to attract. That's all it is. If you're sitting there worried about something, that's what you're going to attract. If you're sitting there in fear or trying to figure out something, you can literally say, okay, well, that's information, that's knowledge, but I don't believe in that right now. Right now, I need to focus on something else. You know what I mean? Hmm. So you can easily refocus on something else that you do want to attract. But see, the way that people use magic against you because you believe in something is that will plant the negative information in your mind to where you're going to sit there and think about it so you attract it to yourself. You know what I mean? Or they could try to trigger you from your superstitions. Very easy to do. They can literally use the power of suggestion, suggest that they've done something, suggest that they might do something, suggest this and suggest that. And if you believe it, you're going to start to vibrate on that frequency and attract it to you. So literally you're doing it against yourself because they made you believe. The whole thing is to make you believe something, just like in that movie, The Skeleton Key. It wouldn't have worked if they didn't believe. They make you believe it, and then it works because you believe it. That's why you got to be open-minded enough to believe everything and nothing at the same time. Believe it when you need it, and then dismiss it when you don't. Okay. What does the power of suggestion look like on a practical level? All right. If I suggest something to you, and like if I say, are you sure you want to do that? I heard that it makes A, B, C, and D happen. And if I'm a credible person and you look up to me or you believe me or many people believe me, you're going to start to believe that suggestion. And you're going to start to vibrate on that suggestion. Then you're going to start to repeat what I said to other people as if it's truth. And then you're going to start vibrating on that frequency. And then that's what you're going to attract. I've seen it done so many times. So the way that a lot of people in magic use this to make people think their magic is working. It's very easy. It's very psychological. They will tell you they will tell you a story about somebody else or something that they did with someone else or how this spell really works. And then they'll start to suggest that it's maybe been done to you or somebody else. And you'll start to pick up on the little subtle signs that they've mentioned prior. You'll start to see this, and they'll teach you something and they'll tell you, well, look out for this and look out for that, which is very vague. And then you'll start to see it, and then you'll start to manifest it, and then you'll start to see the results, and then you'll start to believe. It's that simple. But if you're focused on something else, like benefiting from something useful, if you're focused on something else more positive, like raising your frequency, getting your money, um, learning more knowledge, doing this or doing that, you're not going to have time to be looking for signs, symbols, and superstitions that have been suggested by someone. You're going to be too busy thriving. Okay? That's all it is. It's serious. And if you ever notice, if someone has ever tried to do something against you, they literally get frustrated when you ignore them and don't acknowledge their presence because that's what they need in order for anything to even be suggested. They need the attention. If you don't pay attention to it, like it doesn't exist, it cannot even work. Okay? If you pay too much attention to something, you ask questions and you fear things and you let stuff get to you, that's when you're going to start manifesting it, not them. All they have to do is plant the seed and you do the rest. Okay. Um, a way to combat that is literally to become self-actualized and to know the power of the mind. Okay, literally. Know who you are and know your power to do the same thing to someone else. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, how do you build and fix your reputation? Um, I never really care about stuff like that. Unless you're trying to run for office or, president, who cares? Like, what are you trying to fix it for? You know, if you care too much about what other people think, you'll always be a slave to being a people pleaser. Unless it has to do with some type of, running for office or something. I mean, even you don't have to care anymore when you run for office, as you can see. It's just called street cred now. I don't know. Okay. Mm. How to reset your mind. Stop caring so much about what other people think and what they're saying. I think, okay, a lot of people don't realize that it's also a level of confidence and arrogance. That's the fastest way. I'm going to tell you right now. Your level of confidence and arrogance will quickly dismiss so much. Just tell y'all. If you get on a level of high confidence, a high frequency, knowing this and knowing that, because also knowledge, nothing really bothers you. You're not going to pay attention to silly stuff. That's literally it. When do you think ego is too much for a woman? When it's no longer financially benefiting her. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You said, right, confidence and arrogance will get you to high places. Exactly. So they have to come correct. That's right. Any advice on starting glamour magic? Just start it. Be actualized, have high confidence. Hmm. How to have the abundancy mindset. Um, you ever had that feeling like I'm supposed to have money, I'm supposed to be rich, I'm not supposed to have this life? Live in that frequency for a while, and everything you do, if you keep telling yourself you're supposed to have money, you're supposed to live a life of luxury, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, then eventually that's what you're going to be doing. Don't accept the life you don't want. Okay? Don't accept the circumstances that you're not comfortable with. Always say, I'm going to have this. I'm supposed to have that. This is meant for me. This is where I'm headed. This is the life I will have. Da, 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 da. Why? Because now you're changing your mindset into what is possible, into what you're trying to attract. And you're going to have a mindset of abundance because that's the only path to get to where you want. So subconsciously, your mind is going to start attracting abundance. Okay. He said, like the coming to America, he was a prince living and he was poor until his royalty kicked in. Yeah. Change your mindset and you'll change your circumstance. So, okay, you can also trick your subconscious mind and speak about it in the past tense. Your brain can't tell the difference. Exactly. So, create, like, that's one of the secrets of manifesting to, say that you're thankful or that you're glad that A, B, C, and D is already happening or has already happened. So, like for example, saying, I am so grateful that I have, you know, tremendous amounts of wealth, you know, before those things even occur on that level, your subconscious mind starts to manifest that because your subconscious mind is neither in 3D or a linear timeline. So it doesn't know the difference between past, present, and future. It just knows to manifest in frequency. So definitely speak what you want into existence like that for yourself. Um, a lot of people, like somebody's asking how to use the law of pendulum. You mean the law of rhythm? The law of rhythm, you can literally create your own upswing and downswing. People do it all the time. It's called fake news. The reaction, it's glamour magic. The reaction and the frequency that it creates is the magic. So you have some people that are creating fake stuff, fake stories to get a certain frequency going around their business, their name, their career, or whatever. And how people react to the fake news, the frequency is still the frequency. You know what I mean? So that's the glamour magic. That's the law of rhythm. You could control the ups and the downs by creating them, whether they're real or not. It's the reaction that and the frequency that matters. And a lot of people don't realize that they do a lot of this, you know, everywhere. So that's how you can create it. Um, You said, I help you so much, you start to feel guilty like a bad person, and you remind yourself that you've been brainwashed. Ha ha ha. Yeah. If they can't be there to tell you what to do, they're going to put that in your mind so that you can tell yourself not to do this and not to do that in their absence. That's literal brainwashing. So if you got free for a second mentally, if the guilt comes in and tells you to do something that, you know, is not beneficial to you, that's their voice, that's their control. That's why religion was created, because they couldn't be there all the time to tell you what to do. So they put that in your mind so that as soon as you step out of line, you have a reminder to get you back in line, a mental reminder, a mental brainwashing. So if you can release that and start thinking for yourself and creating your own rules, then it's easier to manifest and do what you want. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, I'm gonna read some of these questions. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay, this destiny swapping stuff is stupid, y'all. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all have to stop with that TikTok mess. That's just another excuse of why you ain't where you supposed to be in life, because you consider the negative versus what you want to create. That's like a dusty excuse, y'all. That literally is a dusty excuse. You can't switch nothing. You either do it or you don't. Okay? You either do or don't. You either get up and do what you got to do or you don't. And when y'all realize that, especially when you become actualized, you're not going to be using them stupid terms anymore, because none of it's not real. It is very dusty. It's just an excuse of why you can't manifest the life that you want. Okay? It's all an excuse to not do what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Remember that. You can't swap nothing with nobody. Either you get up and do it or you sit down and make excuses about it. Either you believe in yourself or you don't. That's literally it. Either know who you are or you don't. Okay. None of that stuff is real, believe me. It's just another ploy to have you living in fear and making excuses to why you don't have what you want, because there's so much knowledge out here now on how to manifest and how to get the life you want. They got to throw some salt in the game, as they call it. They got to throw some salt in the game for y'all younger people to slow y'all down. I'm just telling y'all, none of that stuff was real or even talked about until TikTok or whatnot. Okay. A lot of people throw salt in the game to slow y'all down, like literally. And y'all sit over there believing it. Can't swap nothing with nobody. Either you get up and make it happen, or you sit there and make excuses of why it ain't happening. Okay. And you know, the people that actually believe this stuff are literally sitting over there wasting time. Let me tell y'all a secret. If you know, you know. If you are self-actualized, I'm trying to say it right. I've been saying it so many times. Self-actualized. You're going to laugh at silly stuff like that. Okay? It's funny. You know why? Because it sounds so stupid to people that understand their true power. Now, people that don't understand their true power will fall for the okie doke and believe anything somebody tell them. And you can actually use that. Let me tell y'all, because it can be used. You can actually use that to deter someone from becoming their greatest, because you're going to plant a seed in their mind that somehow their destiny, which I don't even believe in because you create your life, their destiny has somehow been changed or swapped. Some people don't even believe in destiny. That's the funny part about it. They believe in creating the life that they want, attracting the life that they want. So you got to believe in destiny in order to even be swapping it. That's number one. That's why you need to believe everything and nothing at the same time. Because if you are easily tricked, you're easily manipulated, then you can easily self-sabotage yourself by believing someone else's made up crap. Okay. So some people don't even believe in that. They believe in creating their own way, creating their own everything. So, and that's why a lot of people can't use things against you if you don't believe in them. So, for example, whenever I'm on my other channel and people be talking, like, well, what about this? And don't you believe in that? Nope, nope, nope. Power lost. You see? Well, you're going to do this. You're going to do that. I don't believe in that. Next. Power lost. Bypass. You know? So, if you believe in something and you're doing something and someone doesn't like what you're doing and they say, well, this is going to happen to you and that's going to happen to you and this and that, if you believe in that, it's going to stop you right there. It's going to slow you down. It's going to put thoughts in your mind. It's going to make you feel this way and make you feel that way, and then you're going to start to question yourself. Then you're going to start to manifest whatever they said that you believed in, and it's going to slow you down. That's why you got to know yourself, know what you're trying to do, and stop believing everything unless it's beneficial to you at the time that it's beneficial at. Okay? You said no church in a while. Exactly. So, and you have to ask yourself, why would people come at you with negative thoughts about your belief system to slow you down? You know, if they can use your belief system against you, do you really need it? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You said, why has there been such a fall in talent and real icons in the music industry? Honestly, the NPCs, the NPC music industry. Because there has to be a gap between the greatest of all time. They got to put the NPC filler people behind them so that when someone else great comes out, they're noticed. You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, because there are lots of talented people out here. They're just not getting signed. They're not desperate enough to get signed, or they're too great. And when they need those powerful people once again, they will emerge. But right now, they got the NPCs out there right now making filler music. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And everybody got a job. That's theirs. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because you still got the old music. You could still always go back and listen to all the old music. That was good. You don't have to listen to the new music. That's your choice. There's some good music that's out there, but there's some better music that could be being made, but it's not. Music lifts your frequency if it's good. Music gives you thinking on a certain level. Vibration and frequency are very important. So there's nothing out there right now. Not a lot out there right now, but there's still the old music. Maybe that's what people should be listening to. Okay. Maybe there's still messages in those older songs that people still need to get that they haven't got. Just like there's old books, old occult books, old knowledge and old information. Sometimes the older books are better than the newer books. You can find a lot more in them older ones. Mhm. Mhm, mhm. It said music videos have so much occult info, it's insane. Yeah, but if you understand it, some of it's silly and meaningless. And some of it like if you understand symbolism and see stuff, some people just doing stuff to do it, just to put something in there, to make it look like they know what they're like doing. Some people it's a message. Some people it's just thrown together very sloppily. Some of it's kind of funny. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Celeste La Vie Tarot, Sprinkle Sprinkle. I'll tell you the people that have the best occult videos. Of course, rappers. I'll tell you the best rappers that have the best occult symbols in their videos. Definitely Jay-Z. Definitely Kanye. I'm also say Lupe Fiasco, but his lyrics are so multidimensional. You know, you can find enough symbolism in there and you don't even need a video, but definitely those three. Okay. You said, what about tarot and future predictions? Okay. Um, future instructions or future predictions? All right. Binding spell with someone, or do you need a company? Huh? Do whatever you feel like doing. If it works for you, that's what it's all in your belief, in your frequency, and your vibration. So if you think you can do it, do it. If you don't believe in yourself enough to do it, get somebody else to do it. Because if you doubt yourself, it ain't gonna work anyway. So get someone that you don't doubt if you doubt yourself. Uh-huh. You can do whatever you want if you believe in yourself enough to actually not doubt yourself so that you can continue to manifest what you want. Okay. You said, do I meet a lot of men who do magic? I don't meet a lot of men. But back in the old days, when I was single and stuff like that, um, I never really ran into too many people in person. So no, not really. Most of the people that you're gonna find that are into magic and stuff are gonna be online or in the bookstore and the spiritual book section or in an occult shop if you're not meeting them online. So I don't know. Okay. The key to doing great magic and manifestation is to be actualized. If you can find a practitioner that's actualized, they're more likely to be successful at doing what you need them to do. Thank you. You're quite attractive. Okay, you fit the stereotype, yet nothing is happening in my dating life. Celibate for 2 years. Okay. Um, Sometimes it's just attitude, ma'am. Like, sometimes it's just arrogance, attitude, and confidence that's attractive, you know? If you believe that you deserve and you're gonna attract what you want, that's what's gonna happen. Know what I'm saying? It's attraction. You're attracting what you want because you feel like you deserve it. That's what you're supposed to have. That's what you're gonna have. That's what's gonna approach you, you know? And that's what you're gonna start to attract. I'm serious. Like, when I was younger, I would literally walk into the place as if I was the guest of honor. This is my mentality, like literally. Like, I am here, like walking in like that queen on Bridgerton, basically. Have that attitude. Be the main character of your life, and you're going to attract a lot. Okay? I just walk in a place like, I'm here. Y'all can start celebrating now, like literally. That's the mentality you got to have sometimes. Okay? Love yourself enough to know that you are the prize. You are the main character of your own life, like literally. How to talk about creating cohesive moments in fashion in relation to your music, aka being a fashion icon. You know what? If you if you're a fashion icon, it's because you did what you wanted and you didn't copy everybody else. And you didn't care what other people thought. And you led the way as far as fashion is concerned. So, like, fashion icons usually break all the fashion rules and do what they want. They don't really follow other people. You said how to avoid humiliation rituals publicly done to on beautiful women. Um, I don't think I've ever experienced humiliation rituals. So, like, you got to give an example because I don't know what you're talking about. What they doing? They doing out there? Everything is perspective. You got to remember that. Is it humiliating to you? All people? Some people? Like, can you transmute it? Like, what is it? Okay. How can you tell if somebody comes in your life with good intentions, people be great actors? If they're benefiting you, if you can see it tangibly, if it materializes into benefits. Okay. All right. So you said what? Invites public? Girl, I don't know what kind of stuff invites the publicity. Girl, if you care what people think, then you're losing already. You know what I'm saying? All right. Remember, main character energy. Don't give other people power over you. Don't care. Move along. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that was an example or not, but because you believe the opinions of others to make or break you, that's the weakness that you have. You don't care what other people think. Nothing is really going to affect you in that manner. Okay. Mhm. You said it's not actually being humiliated, but using it to be famous. I don't know anything about that because, like, if you don't pay attention to certain things or give anything attention, then it doesn't exist. Okay? It loses whatever it was trying to do. It loses its point. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. You said y'all be trying to avoid things that aren't real. Exactly. If you don't acknowledge something, it doesn't exist in your world. It doesn't exist to you. It's not relevant. It's wasting the people are just wasting their time. Okay. Um, are people paying to humiliate you? Because that's a different story. If you're being if you're being paid, if you agree with it, great. But if it's not beneficial to you, why are you paying attention to it? I say treat everything like it's money, and then you'll avoid a lot of things that are non-beneficial to you. Um, how to control yourself in the astral realm, the same way you control yourself in this realm, mentally. Okay. How do you make a man want to marry you without putting out? Well, it might be illegal, but you really, I mean, just kidding. You can't make anybody do anything that they don't want to do. And why would you want to make a man marry you? Do you think that they really want you if you got to make them do it? Think about it. Mhm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said what's the best protection against psychic attacks? To not believe in them. Okay. Transmute the psychic attack into them throwing money at you. All right. Remember, you have the ability to transmute anything that you want mentally. So if you're sitting there believing in something negative, transmute it into believing in something positive. You know, anything that you see that you deem this, transmute it into okay. That's signs that I'm getting ready to have a bunch of money. All right, that's just like y'all see signs of this and that. See signs of money, see signs of wealth, see signs of prosperity, see signs of luck, see signs of magic working in your favor. Start to see that instead. Transmute whatever negative thing that you're seeing into something positive. And very, very soon, you're not going to see any more negative. You're only going to see the positive. You're only going to accept wealth, prosperity, abundance as far as the signs and symbols and things that you're seeing. You're not going to accept anything less. You're going to higher standards on what your attention goes to. Okay. Y'all know how I talk about on my other channel. keep your standards high and only deal with providers. It's the same thing. Keep your standards high to only see positive things and positive signs and signs of abundance. Anything less than that, ignore. You don't you it's not worth noticing. Only look for the abundance, the wealth, the prosperity, and the good. Everything else is like a dusty. You totally ignore and you keep it moving. Okay. Yes, be bougie with your energy and your attention. Treat it like money. Do not spend it where it is not beneficial to you. Do not put it where it does not belong. It's the same technique. Okay. Treat negative thoughts like dusties. Let's see how far you get in life. You said, how do you handle bad days? Make it into a good day. You still have that option and the choice. So if your day is not starting off how you like it, change it. Go do something fun. Do something you like instead. Make it into a good day. You have that power. Okay? So what kind of bad day would you be having that you couldn't change it? Mhm. You said how to deal with a toxic coworker who is being favored by manager. Take the day off and let that toxic coworker do all the work. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm, 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 mm. Mhm. Um, read some of these questions. Did you ever read? Sorry, y'all. I don't know. I didn't read that book. Um, do I ever have I ever thought of doing call in? Yeah, I've done them before on my other channel. Um, briefly, and it was a hot mess. You don't know who calling in. Just random people, and some of them be crazy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Sure, you liked your Instagram comment today? Oh, I didn't see it. Would you comment? Um, read some questions that I want to answer. Hold on. Mm-mm. All right, I think I read most of those questions that I wanted to answer. Thank you, Nat. Sprinkle, sprinkle for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Um, thank you, mate J. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You used my manifestation methods, and it worked fast. All right. You said you remember those when I did the live call in? Them people was crazy. I couldn't. Like, I thought I was a little off. I see there's some people that's way off. Uh-huh. You said, "What is my earliest experience with God?" When I looked in the mirror. Sprinkle, sprinkle. When I realized I was a separate being from my physical being. Mhm. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, you said I'm quick with it? Hmm. Yeah, I better be going soon. It's kind of late. Anyway, thank y'all so much for being on this live. I appreciate everybody's super chat, everybody who subscribed. I was trying to leave a couple of maybe an hour ago, and I stayed around, but it's time to go now. But y'all check out all the older videos, whatever y'all want to, you know, ask. Maybe you can ask them in the permanent comments, and if I look and see, a good question, maybe I'll answer it down there for you. Okay. You said, what music do I like besides MJ and Ye? I like Kanye West. Well, you said Ye. I like Jay-Z. I like Lupe Fiasco. I like their lyrics. Like, of course, I like Beyonce, Rihanna, but when I listen to the lyrics of a song, I like it to have multi-dimensional meanings and beneficial meanings. I like Doja Cat too, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has some deeper lyrics as well, on some of her songs, but I definitely like getting information and beneficial knowledge, or at least being entertained on a multi-dimensional level with lyrics. I don't like boring trap rap that's, not that good. So, real artists that have real talent and skills in writing lyrics is what I prefer. Okay. With occult meaning. That's just what I like. Mhm. Most artists will, most relevant artists have it, but those are just my faves. Mhm. Mhm, mhm. Also, I like their confidence, attitude, and arrogance. So that's one other thing that I like about them. Mhm. Thank you. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. And some people are in different places, and there's different times. So I'll see y'all soon. Bye.